Boom. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. We are live on a Monday night. It's another live stream. We are back at it again. We are the Wrasslin for Life Network. We are the ones that do it just on a completely another level. We do not stop, folks. The most unscripted, unproven wrong. You can battle us all day long. It doesn't matter. We're not going anywhere. So grab your snacks, grab your feel good, put a smile on your face. We're going to have a lot of fun. We got Raw to get into. We got rumors. Where's Bray? Where's this one? We're going to have a battle royal. So much to talk about. And I brought a friend with me. It's going to be a good one, folks. Strap in, strap on. Let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live. And it's a feel-good Monday, clearly, folks. So what I was trying to say before, we are the Wrasslin for Life Network. We do this on a different level. We are unscripted, off the cuff. We do not censor, and we are unbiased as shit. We'll give you all the wrestling coverage you need all day long, all week long. Make sure you hit like. Make sure you hit subscribe. Remember, this is the place to get your wrestling. Tell all your friends, tell everybody you know. And without further ado,
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrasslin for Life Network proudly brings to you Tag Screen Champions of the World. The Every Night Delight, KJ White. I am Big Nick, and yes, we are back at it for another wonderful season. Now you got me messing up. Another wonderful week in the wild world of professional wrestling. We've got Bray Wyatt we can talk about. We've got Randy Orton to talk about. We've got,
yes.
The superstar Billy Graham. Sad news.
News.
We've got a battle royal. We've got Monday Night Raw. Oh, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw.
3+ hours of Monday Night Raw, Nick. We're going to get into it, like you said. Lots of stories out there, lots of things to get into, lots of coverage. Folks out there, I hope you're having a happy and safe Monday. I hope your week kicked off well. But if it didn't, if you had a bad day, if it was a case of the Mondays, we're going to end it with a smile tonight because you are riding with the absolute best doing it right now, myself and Big Nick, as we get into all this fun stuff. Oh, Big Dog's got a word.
Big Dog, what up? Was in here already out. Christ, what is that? Like 1 a.m.?
Yeah, like
last night. Man's out here early here. I love to see it. Damien, what up? Unbroken, what up? Rocco, Ronnie, Steven Elimination Chambers, what up? There's us. Keep it blazing 420. Yes, that's absolutely right. Get your vitamins, get your feel goods, get your straps on, get your straps in. Pause.
Yeah. You can tell when I did my vitamins late.
A little bit. Simone, what up? His man's out here quoting whole song lyrics and everything. Boston, what up? Time for some badass commentary for from your boys, KJ and Big Nick. Gonna be a banger of a Raw. I can feel it. Let's get it.
It's going to be a good one. I can't wait. I mean, like you said, tons of stories to talk about. The clickbait aplenty. Flying around the internet.
Just a wee bit. Trevor, what up? Richard, what up? Kenneth, what up? And the names keep going, folks. But yeah, it will. I threw out a story that I saw in our group chat and instantly just got shot down like a duck out of the air.
I jumped on it. I was like,
with the whole Bray Wyatt is no longer on the internal WWE roster, which our sources very clearly just accusations.
Yeah, no, I mean, it came out, I saw it, and I was like, okay, makes sense. I didn't even think twice when I originally saw it. Now, certain sources that I see and that I automatically know that I got to wait. And sure enough, in this case, the report comes out, Bray Wyatt taken off internal roster, and then, Sean Rossap, shout out, friend of the, friend, comes out and reports real quick that no, that's not the case. Like, there's several people not on the current internal roster for reasons such as bad backs, bad necks, bad whatever Bray's got. Like, it's not uncommon. So somebody just took that clickbait and ran with it.
Well, and at this point, like we've talked about, of anybody's going to do that, and as a story, as Ratnick points out, a story that I thought was complete clickbait that blew up in my face, of they're actually doing Roman and Solo for the tag titles with Sammy and KO and Saudi. Yeah, this is, you still get a lot of that stuff of to where people are just going to take any sort of bits and just leave out the pertinent information, but it'll get attention on that end.
Yeah. And you got guys like fucking, and I'm gonna say it, I don't give a shit, but you got guys like JD from New York who's highly successful. Kudos. But you got a guy like this who will make a whole video on his own speculation. And if shit doesn't turn out, they just go quiet. They're like Meltzer. They don't say anything. They just move on. But if they get one right, if the blind squirrel gets a nut, usually in their mouth, but if they get a nut, they're fucking thrilled and they shove it down everyone's throat. I told you. Yeah, that was 1 out of 7, motherfucker.
Well, and that, well, double pause, and also still though, I think the biggest thing that bothers me with stuff like that is nobody ever recants stuff when they're wrong. Yeah. Nobody's ever actually held credible for anything. So that's why dirt sheets are looked at the way they are. But
yeah,
I know somebody else that, speaking of people who were left off that, you know, internal roster because of back injuries and everything like that, I do want to talk about that. But Scott letting us know he did receive his Wrestling for Life Network t-shirt. And absolutely, folks, you need to be a friend, tell a friend, go ahead and grab yourself some of the finest threads in professional wrestling right now. We got the merch store and everything's marked to sell, folks.
It is basement prices, ladies and gentlemen. Scott, I'm pumped that you got it. Hopefully it fits.
You need to send us something with you, like a picture or something with you in it.
Yeah, see that
you
beautiful.
Could be our first model for the shirt, yes.
Right. Well, we always say that's it. Be a victor, get a t-shirt.
Right.
Kind of.
Steve, what up? Ratnick, Boston. We'll get to there in a second. But I do want to, Richard, what up? Jordan, what up? But I do want to talk about another guy who's on that, who's not on the internal roster list because of a certain injury and everything like that, who's now been told, supposedly, allegedly, I've seen it. I think it was the quote that I read was from his dad. That he thought the doctors had advised him on that. So we're going with a friend told him.
Hearsay.
A little bit. Accusations, allegedly.
I object.
Overruled. Sustained. But that Randy, I'll allow it. But that Randy Orton's being advised to not return to the ring, like that it would have some scary results, allegedly.
Yeah, you know what? I have mixed feelings about this story. Because everyone's kind of reported it because, you know, Daddy Bob said it. But now here's a consummate worker, a guy that's been working for years. And he knows better. He's not going to go on some interview, some podcast, something, and just leak out something that's not, you know, common knowledge. I don't think he would do that. So part of me wondered if this is one of those, hey, we think he's never coming back, for him to pop up. That's where maybe that's the optimistic Randy Orton WWE fan of like, fuck, man, I really hope that this isn't true. I really would love to see this guy get 17 and make one more run. You know?
So they could be doing like, well, Steven talking a little bit like with Alexa here to where they're just kind of holding her waiting in the wings and everything. I know it's not quite the same, but and Victor, you'd have to ask him, my guy.
He got the OG, just the green. Now I don't even
the logo.
Yeah, he got the logo t-shirt, the green.
There we go. But with that being said, I would love to see that. But if this is legitimate, to me, I would say, Randy, you had a hell of a run.
Yeah,
you have nothing left to prove. You are a certified A1 first ballot Hall of Famer, icon, legend, whatever you want to put on it.
Yeah.
At this point, you're doing victory laps if you come back.
Yeah. Don't be a flare.
100%. I know you were in a faction with him. You might have learned some lessons from him, but I'd rather be able to walk and especially be around his kids and everything like that. Like, the man's still, I would say, honestly, fairly young for when he started out, and he's still a specimen. And like I said, would be an A-level performer. That's why we want to see him come back, because he would still be a top guy right now. But if it is legitimate, don't force it. I'm not going to be upset if you for that reason.
Yeah, and I do, also felt like his dad did say, well, he is training, so we'll see. So people kind of overlooked that part of the thing, like when they made the headlines, because that did throw it out there as far as like, he's training though. But your point is valid, Nick. He could have been told, like, listen, this is probably not a good idea. And he's like, okay, good, thanks. I'm going to the ring now. Thank you.
Well, there's still a difference between training and being in a match, I would say.
Oh, for sure.
And I get it. You still even want to just stay in shape. And sometimes it's hard when you're an athlete or anything like that. And your body fails you before your mind does or anything like that. As my shoulders pixelating out of existence here. There we go.
Are you being sucked into the Matrix?
I'm getting absorbed by the Matrix. I don't want to hear
you've been on stream too long when you just start getting sucked into YouTube.
Right. I'm just proof that I am an algorithm. Now everybody's going to be starting to think of, no, I'm just a bot. I just show up here.
AI. That's why
I'm AI. I'm the AI host. We've become sentient. Skynet is real. Run for your lives. The end is nigh. That's why I can do such a good Arnold impression.
Oh, there you go. That's why he can do all the impressions, right? He's a
exactly. But I've seen people get upset or really question that this is it for Rainey because of the way he went out, and it's one of those but not like it's not hard for me to be like mad at it though. Of not everybody you don't get to choose the way you go out sometimes.
Yeah. No, exactly. I mean, that's just the way it is, and could we have seen him in a more glorious situation if we knew the circumstances, if he knew the circumstances? Maybe, but we've seen it before with other athletes, and we can't really predict when shit like this is going to go down. So unfortunately,
well, speaking of glorious, we've got double neck fusion glorious, who's going to be out on the sidelines more. So
yeah, I mean, a neck fusion never sounds fun. Never sounds like a good time.
Not a little bit, not when it's your second also.
And we see Big E going through it right now as well. Like he's functioning, but when you have a fused neck, can you take a bump? Can you move? Can you twist?
What bump should you be? I mean, granted, Angle did it for a hot minute, but that's when you got more Perk Angle instead of Kurt Angle.
Well, Angle
allegedly.
Did you see that man's neck?
Am I not turtly enough for the Turtle Club?
Right, Jesus.
But Trevor saying Flair, the most recent match out of Evolution. That's a sad and scary fact all at the same time.
Right. We never forgot, Victor. That's what I just said. Be a Victor, get a t-shirt. But yes, Victor got our first 3 t-shirts. Now a couple other people got t-shirts. The Sign Guy's got a couple t-shirts, so hopefully they've arrived in his neck of the woods. But folks, the link is down below. We got t-shirts, hoodies, crop tops. Get your young ones a Wrasslin for Life t-shirt.
See my vest.
Get your vest.
Right.
See my loafers, former golfers. See it all.
Right. Yes. Steve, we've got Steven on Steve action. They aren't neck fusion suck. I've had one. Well, shout out my guy, because you can have that. Not even what I'm mad at.
Yeah, I'd be mad at it though.
Oh, yeah.
Nick is trapped between dimensions.
I'm trapped in the space-time vitamin continuum.
He's tripping me the fuck out. Fuck. Off for 2 days. Where were we here? Looking forward to Monday Night Raw with Gunther. Yeah, Gunther makes his Raw debut. They're also doing a Battle Royal. I don't know if they've offered up the graphic or the announcement of who's in the Battle Royal yet.
I haven't seen it. I
hadn't seen it up until live.
Page up so far, and so far for Monday Night Raw, we've got Cody responds to Brock Lesnar's WWE Night of Champions Challenge is advertised. We're going to hear from Becky Lynch, and we've got the Complaint Department versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez for the WWE Women's Tag Team titles, and then we've got the Battle Royal.
Yeah, not a banger on paper, guys. Not what we would call a banger on paper.
I'm in.
Now, is Gunther in action?
But this is where it gets into the whole question and the whole controversy and everything like that is, if you still had a tournament going, would that not be more compelling if it gives you at least it gives you a latch point throughout the show of tune in for this.
Especially if, like, for a casual fan, if you did, or like a a lapsed fan where you tune in and you see two guys banging, and you're like, oh shit, and one of them wins, and they
pause.
You see two guys having a really good match.
You guys,
let me clarify.
No, moving on.
And one of them wins, but at the whole match, they're saying like, next week he's gonna go on to fight so and so. Next week he's gonna. That's part of the appeal, and I don't think you were inaccurate by suggesting. Like I wanted a tournament, and I thought when they announced the tournament it would be a Raw tournament. However,
absolutely,
that's
like I said, what makes the most sense. Of you had Austin Theory, the U.S. champ, on SmackDown, in the tournament, but you also did not have Gunther, the IC title holder. But that's the thing is, it does also bring up a bit of a good point of, well, some guys are going to go in there and they're going to have to lose, but I think a guy like we've mentioned it multiple times is Damian Priest would be a guy 100% that you could make through this tournament. Even if you want to take a guy like Ricochet or something, and you could make storylines through this tournament versus, all right, cool, all the matches happen and now we're just waiting till Night of Champions. And the guys are on both shows, so they shouldn't be able to really cut promos against each other.
Yeah.
Or on different shows, sorry.
We'll quickly touch on this. Yeah, word came out today about Billy Graham, T's and P's for sure. The legend himself is on life support. And I mean, it's sad story. And I don't know what it is about. Sometimes it sounds weird and it's not hard or any different, but when you see such a big, powerful guy, or your recollection of him is this big, powerful man, and then you see, now, and you're like, whew. It hits you like a ton of bricks that we're all on that world guys,
especially certain people of a certain vintage and everything like that. Like he was the Hulk Hogan before Hulk Hogan. Yeah. He was the Ric Flair before Ric Flair. He was the Jesse Ventura before Jesse Ventura. He was kind of a blueprint for a lot of those guys. As granted, they did pull up the graphic for the Battle Royal, and God help me if I was going to try and name all those people in about 10 seconds. But yeah, to see, I know he's had his controversies and all of that because he's an eccentric guy and everything like that. But to see, you always want your heroes to never kind of fade or anything like that. So when you're seeing a part of wrestling history, a part of, like I said, the blueprint for a lot of what we know as the guys in pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm rambling at this point. I'm getting emotional.
It was one of your long. I was listening to that one. That was good. Just kidding. No, thoughts and prayers. He's on life support, so I don't know what the full prognosis or circumstances are. I don't want to assume.
Nobody wants to speculate on anything.
So hopefully, superstars. Got some fight left in him either way, and big shout out to him and all his family. But thank you, Victor, for sending that through, and I think someone else did as well.
Billy Graham will always be a superstar.
Damien says, "I know who's in the battle room." Thanks, Damien.
All right, Damien, I challenge you to list them all off with a super chat, one by one. I joke, but I will remind everybody as we're about 7 minutes away from Raw kicking off. And I see the battery fill it up, and we're kind of long-winded.
Okay.
We do have the super chats, the super stickers, all of that. So, you can make sure you get your message across, or you just want to help support the channel, help us keep doing this even more than we do now.
Amen. If you like us, you get more of us, right?
Yeah.
It's like paying for a service.
Do something strange for a little piece of change. What?
Oh, well, there you go. Fitting.
Prom hubs. Yes, we will be featured on prom hubs.
Prom hubs.
Yes.
I went to a couple of
prom subs. We're a big fan of bringing sandwiches to proms.
Wonder who's in the battle royal from now, Steven. Steven. If there is SmackDown talent, and then there's another situation we got to talk about technically, and a lot of people, again, the haters that love to, just beat the shit out of the WWE no matter what they do, cannot find anything good about what happened on Friday. So we have to get into that. but they're
but I feel like at this point though, we beat them over the head with it. Like at this point, if you're not listening, like
listen.
I mean, as much as I don't like it, like we've crossed this bridge now. There's no turning, so just accept it and make sense of it, and it's not as awful as you think it is.
Yeah, like just go with the flow. Like fuck. And I mean, realistically, Nick, like okay, so here's part of the beef that people are having. KO and Sammy are going to be on SmackDown. Wait, didn't you just draft them to Raw? What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, but they hold both tag team titles. So loophole.
Then they should have been not drafted like Brock Lesnar for that reason. We're not going to draft KO and Sammy.
But they had no one that was because then you don't have Roman. Technically, you don't have Roman. You don't have the World Heavyweight Championship then at this point. So see, if you rip a hole through the space-time continuum there, you Mr. Butterfly Effect, you unravel the whole thing.
It's not, you're not wrong.
Boston letting us know that we didn't waste our time being here for Rampage on Saturday. He said that Rampage on Saturday was painful.
Oh yeah, no, guys. When they announce a Rampage on Saturdays, it's not a thing, and it
better be a barn burner.
Yeah, you better be live and have something fucking lined up. So yeah, no, that was not happening. Everyone's assuming that AEW is about to announce the Saturday show, the TV deal, which is a huge win for them. Could also be horrible. But at the end of the day, if you're going to get us out here for that, if we show up for Collision, Rampage might suffice and end up
go the way of Dark and Dark Elevation, or might go the way of Blue Pants there. I can't remember her actual kind of shooty kayfabe name, but yeah, the Blue one that very much like the history of Tony Khan, of such a great boss, and he just ghosts you when you get released. That's how you know you've been released and you are future endeavored, is Tony Khan stops texting him back.
Well, what amazes me is some of the people that are still under contract. Like I thought I saw a thing on Twitter today, and it was Sonny Kiss, which no offense to Sonny Kiss, just the fact that we haven't
tread lightly.
No, but just the fact that we haven't seen Sonny Kiss, yet you're still under contract blows my mind. Abaddon, is she still under contract?
That was Dark Elevation. That whole roster now. You had a brand split within AEW that never got announced. They didn't have a draft of you. Just certain people were exclusively pretty much to Dark and Dark Elevation.
Kind of, right? And then we always thought that they were using Dark and Dark Elevation to kind of elevate, hence the name, that, these were people. And I mean, some, maybe they would argue some have, like Action Andrade came out of Dark, and they were, where is he now, I suppose?
You still can't get his name right.
No, I never will. It's just the way it is. But yeah, I mean, dude, I think that you really have some refining. You're going to add on this second show. I'm really curious to see the plan and how this works out. What are we supposed to expect from Rampage in the mix of it all? What about Ring of Honor, which is just kind of getting forgotten about?
I think Ring of Honor will become Dark and Dark Elevation just on its own streaming platform. Okay. A little bit with some Ring of Honor paraphernalia floating around. Collision will morph a bit into Rampage, just a spicier Rampage. Rampage will become gone.
Should Rampage just go away?
Should not exist. It's WCW Thunder.
It's NXT level up.
I've said it for the longest time. It's WCW Thunder. The only reason it exists is because CM Punk came back. And then Dynamite will still be there Monday Nitro.
They did a Fletcher match. Sorry. Yeah, no, I agree with you. He's responding to Gamer, who brought up Fletcher. Fletcher is a real talent. Again, I find like we'll talk about this, Nick, with Fletcher, with Monet, not Frankie,
Mercedes,
Taya Valkyrie, but they bring in certain athletes. Jay White did it, where they're like, "Oh, he's here, they're here, she's here. Go see them on Rampage."
That's been a thing. Like
what have we done?
They've all gotten lost in the shuffle of. It's the CM Punk philosophy. I can't even remember. Did CM Punk return at a Rampage? I think that's what kicked off Rampage.
That was it. That was the no, that was
the Punk return, and so
weekend.
now they've just tried to pretty much recreate that. Or hey, we can't fit you on Dynamite because we've got to make sure that there's 17 segments between the Elite and the BCC, and we've got to fit in this Firm versus the Hardys promo video, and just all this bullshit that doesn't need to be there. But
yeah, no, really, it really does. And it's just for the longest time, it was the Orange Cassidy show.
Nothing to unravel. Well, it's still the Orange Cassidy show.
Yeah.
It's nothing but juice and friends. Nothing to unravel WWE draft. It is what it is. Why? So you added a double what? You added a what and a why?
Yeah, you like where it's not unraveling. Again, I think they poke holes in their own bullshit, and that's where as fans, and as a guy who's trying to defend the WWE a little, they make it hard, right? Like you said, they make it fucking hard.
They open themselves up to pot shots that they don't need to take.
Yeah.
Steven out here alleging that Liv Morgan's injured. Why? I wish Abaddon did Impact. Yeah, she would just be the new Rosemary, I feel a bit.
Just add her.
And I hate to do comparisons, but very similar to me. My opinion, guys, they should have did the draft after Backlash. Just a little bit.
Fair enough. I'm okay with that. They felt like they rushed it, moved it up, but here we are.
Well, now is when it takes effect. That's how they used Backlash to hook you in, and now they're just reeling you in so you stay for a long time. But yes, we are live with Monday Night Raw.
What's up, Resident? Nick's here too. Just remember.
I'm AI, remember? See, so he might not. He hasn't downloaded the latest. You know,
he doesn't have the
subscribe button. So he's only. This is the exclusive content. You get me.
We're going live, bro.
Button.
We're going live, bro.
KO already on my screen. So if KJ takes a pause, you know why.
It's funny. I might have to. Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up. It was. What a weird.
Well, and do we want to address the rumors that he's going to get new entrance music from the same band that did Cody's entrance theme?
That's the rumor. I'm okay with it. I want to see what they do. I like new entrance music.
I've heard that a lot of people are going to get new entrance music here.
Yeah, I heard it
could be in part with this merger of maybe the music, the CFO $sign didn't get merged with them. They got lost in the transfusion.
No, it could be. I'm still here, Nick. But highly possible.
Red's out here asking for a hell yeah. Why? You need to give us a hell yeah. Hit that like, share, and subscribe. Be a friend. Tell a friend. Why? Nobody does it like we do. We're out here covering anything and everything when it comes to pro wrestling. We're the Wrasslin channel. The wrestlers watch. The people in attendance watch. Your mother, your sister, your grandmother, your daughter, your father, your uncle, everybody. Watches us. So why the hell aren't you telling everybody about us?
Definitely your mama.
Somebody call my mama. Somebody. Sure, is that wrong to do that the day after Mother's Day? A little bit.
No, not really. Not really. I'm okay with it.
But we're getting now a replay of SmackDown from last week to where that was still probably the biggest moment to me, of almost the week of wrestling, especially on Friday Night SmackDown, to where you had Roman literally right in their face call out the Usos, literally mush Jimmy in his face, all of that.
It begins. Now, this is one of the most heated things that everyone's talking about, Nick, is this, like, oh my God, did they really make this match? And I heard one person surmise, it's just Vince being petty and meh. No, dude, like, I mean, if they have a plan here, which I believe they do.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
You go ahead.
Okay. I was just saying, even we mentioned it when we were watching it about the camera angles that they took. And God damn it, sometimes Kevin Dunn hits a home run here. But like with Jay, the way that they had him positioned in the camera and the angle that he took, I could have sworn he was going to do something. A lot of people even pointed out the way that Solo was positioned at times in the camera. So it's these little breadcrumbs which has made this story the best story in professional wrestling in the past decade.
Yeah, someone else lately surmised that The Elite versus the BCC is the apex of wrestling. And I want to know what...
That sounds like a man that's lost too much blood.
I was going to suggest he was on something, but that's probably...
No, he went and made sure he got clear to that. That's man just... He needs a transfusion to think clearly.
Dude, it's drawing flies.
Too many forks and screwdrivers to the forehead for that man.
It's not even that compelling of a story. The best thing that happened was Don Callis.
Yeah, it was Don Callis. But I've got
Sammy KO.
Sammy and KO cutting a promo right now in the ring. But Gilly, what up? Good evening, fellas. Well, wrestling's on. Time to turn my brain off and enjoy the next 3 hours. Well, absolutely. Absolutely is what I just said.
Absolutely.
That's what you need to do. You need to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. All right. Ooh. Who you guys picking to win the Battle Royal to face Gunther, possibly at Night of Champions, picking Nakamura? Dale, what up? We did talk about that earlier. Sorry. No, I was going to try and find the graphic for the Battle Royal if I could.
Oh, so Sammy's telling KO you should have won that championship when you had a chance.
Ooh,
he's gone unchecked for far too long. I don't think Roman and Solo are going to win these belts, but I'm not going to freak out if they do.
Well, so then if they don't, who takes the pin? If they do, who takes the pin?
I think Solo takes the pin. He has to. Roman will not get pinned, but I do think it's the Usos that cost the titles. Either on purpose
so you
or
think
by
you
accident.
jump right to that? You think you jump right to?
I think
the split.
Oh, I think we're already there. Seeing the face mushing and the tension between the bloodline, I truly think the Usos could be coming out to try and help and fuck up, and it just makes this worse. Now, worst case scenario, Roman and Solo actually do win it, and I'm going to be really shocked. However, just because I'm shocked or it's not what I would do doesn't mean it's bad. And now, what if you got the Usos versus, what if you got the bloodline versus each other at SummerSlam? Interesting. I don't know. I don't love it, but that isn't out.
As the Judgment Day is coming out right now, after Sammy's just cutting a super emotional promo.
It's kind of their thing.
A little bit. But if Roman wins, does it not then, could he not snap the Usos into place and all of that and see, I did what you couldn't do?
Yeah, that's it. It becomes such an embarrassment to the Usos, and they rub it in their face, and eventually the Usos beat them for the belts.
But not to sound political, does Sammy take the pin in Saudi?
No, they love him in Saudi, to be honest. I did.
KO takes the pin. Well, that's the thing is, if Sammy and KO lose, does that then start to sow dissension between those two?
Yeah, but I think
KO is already gearing up for a fight here.
We won at the end of April. KO and Sammy won the belts. We're not at the end of May yet. I have no desire to see them lose their titles. I like watching them two together. I love their little banter and their promos and how they interact. I think this could go for a minute.
The biggest issue to me with all of this is that they did not split the tag titles across the draft. Much like how they announced a new world champion for Monday Night Raw, because they didn't have a world champion, you announce a new tag team tournament or whatever for Friday Night SmackDown.
I think that qualifies as patience, young grasshoppers. Everyone out there needs to just be patient a little. I don't think they want to, we got an NXT women's title tournament. We have a quote unquote tournament for the world title or the world heavyweight title. I think they want to just do it in phases. I think there's more belts changing hands, more the women's division all needs to be figured out still. I think they're taking their time.
Fair enough.
That's what I think. I know people.
So then, where do you go if say what you predicted with the Usos happen or doesn't happen, and Sammy and KO still win, and Solo takes the L?
I could see that happening, but I can't see them losing clean. I think there has to be some angle to it. And I do want to point out something that I think is valid in this. They created this new championship, and the people that don't like this new championship, their biggest point of contention is it's a runner-up title. It's a secondary title. So you have a show where you want to get Roman on the show. The Saudis want Roman there. He's on the show. He's involved in a title picture, but that title isn't defended. That title isn't in the way. That title doesn't main event over this title. I think that's part of this. Put him in a tag match. Keep him. We're going to keep him over here. Talk about the bloodline, the tag match, and then we can highlight and put the spotlight on this new belt.
That has to main event the show. So then does Roman start it, which to me could lean towards Sami and KO winning. But do they do it clean? That's the thing, is do they do it clean, or does Roman and Solo win? But by the way, we have Judgment Day squaring off with Sami and KO.
Dom, dude.
The man's got nuclear heat. I can't hear what he's saying. It's pointless. KO. And the crowd pops for that. But you've got Rhea saying we run Monday Night. Oh, Rhea squaring up to KO.
Protecting Dom.
Daniel with the elbow to Sami, and now Judgment Day stomping out KO in the ring.
Dude,
but smart Mark, what up?
I think there's a valid argument that Rhea Ripley. Sorry, rapid fire. We'll get back to them. We got action going on. But I think Rhea can really be considered one of the best wrestlers in the world, period. Not male, not female, period.
I think she is. I don't think she could be. She should be. She would be. No, she is.
She just stepped in front of KO threatening to punch Dom, and we all believed it. We were like, oh, fuck, go
every male name me another female superstar outside of, honestly, rest in peace, China, that literally they could step in front of any male superstar and you would believe that it would be a competitive fucking match.
No, not at all. And for all the people that are on the Sasha Banks train and how she's the best in the world, take that opinion, shine it very nicely, turn it all types of sideways, and shove it, because she is not. Because if you watch Rhea Ripley for a fucking minute and tell me someone's hotter or better than her right now, oh shit. Yo, I thought that was Velveteen Dream.
Oh God. Sorry, I was trying to get a picture of. Okay, so
I'm trying to take a screenshot. The ninjas in it.
So I will.
Zion's in it.
Why?
Zion.
Yeah. So we're already hyping up AJ versus Seth Rollins, which is still to me a bit of a slight dream match here.
It is. I mean, if you look at the Night of Champions card, dude, I think it's setting up nicely.
Absolutely. They always got to show up and show out in Saudi because that's what the Prince paid them to do.
Right, but you figure AJ versus Seth, like you said, is a bit of a dream match. Even if we've already had it, which I can't recall a big.
I don't think we have, but especially when you had Seth or when you had AJ and TNA, I am. But I got Darth Nakamura coming out right now. The force is strong with this crowd. They're very.
I wish you know. Velveteen has worked himself out of, and if you guys
don't work yourself into a shoot, brother.
No, I'm not going to touch this one much, but if you haven't heard it, just Google Velveteen arrested, and have at her, because that will tell you the video. I'm sorry, I clearly the man's going through some issues, and I hate to rain on someone's parade, but I pissed my pants laughing. I don't know how the cop didn't fucking knock him out for just repeating himself. Yeah. We got to talk about LA too, bro.
Well, yeah. How they're using their digital exclusives to announce that we're going to get a tag team match on Friday Night SmackDown of LA Knight and Rick Boogers versus who's even facing again? The New Day, Massey,
Alpha Academy.
I
don't know.
Street Profits.
Oh yeah, it is Street Profits, so they're probably going to lose.
Right, but how do they still have him internally as a heel?
Who? LA?
Yeah, LA.
Yeah, they're not paying attention, which is fucking depressing. If you're an LA Knight fan, it's not gone well for you at all. And dude, now the only question I have is anybody in the chat right now or yourself, has anybody read anywhere that like Boogs and LA Knight are like going to be a team forever? Like this is now a team moving forward. Did anyone report that? Because I haven't read that.
I haven't fully read that. I've heard about him moving to the tag division, or people will put it to frame it that way. With now that he's having a tag team match, I think the fact that he's formed this team, and it was a digital exclusive, and all of that, and it wasn't on a SmackDown, and he's just here. I'll just walk through, and you slap nuts. You're with me now. Anything like that tells me I get nervous. I'm shaking in my little boots a little bit that this could be where LA Knight's kind of slotted for a little bit. I mean, Nakamura was slotted here with the Boogs bandwagon of having to pitch Chevy Trailblazers or fucking GMC trucks or whatever they were. So
this is officially the tag
Boogs
team
with the Old Spice commercials and the fucking guitar, and then you've got LA with the It's just it's the commercial.
Could it work
itself?
What if it works? Could it work? I don't know. Boogie Nights is beautiful though.
There's been odder pairings that have worked somehow, some way, but I don't want it to. That's the thing, is you see what this man can do as a solo competitor, as a singles competitor, and you have it, and especially when you're lacking of top guys and you're lacking of new top guys.
Yeah,
we're still having Brock Lesnar featured in primetime matches. No respect, no disrespect. Trust me, I do not want to scare that man. But that we're struggling, that Damian Priest is a super new name, that LA Knight is a super new name. And granted, both guys that actually have mileage and shown what they can do. So let them do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm really not thrilled with the idea, but if we get to call them Boogie Nights, I'm totally down. That's 100% the tag name.
No, because then there'll just be disco in front of them.
Even funnier.
Don't ever do that. Never go full disco. Never go full disco.
Right.
Disco Stu even said never go full disco.
Yeah, like part of me is like, what if Boogs and LA, like they have a fucking tag match and fucking they lose, so LA goes off and they're trying to build up Boogs as a baby face against the heel LA, but then LA is probably going to go under. So no matter what way we cut this one, it's not my favorite.
The only way that this could make work, they could make sense of this, and this could work, is if they actually work as a tag team and we actually start to develop a tag team division exclusively to SmackDown. Because right now, unless the tag team division is that shallow that we need to have the tag champs float across both brands.
Do you see how beautiful that belt looked on that screen right there? The lions on the side.
No, see, I had to look this way because just the glare and
it's supposed to glare. It's gold.
And the cheapness just blinded me. It just said, my eyes, they stared me.
Anyone else see that beauty? Like, I looked at Big Goldie. I looked close and I was like, it's got its own like etching and details.
Yeah, but they don't have a tramp stamp. Heather, what up? And I like this from Curtis. Acknowledge KJ and Nick, Big Nick, by body slamming that like button as ordered by the Prince of the Mid-South. Yes.
Yo, I'm hijacking Boxy Slam. That's my new favorite thing. Boxy Slam. Boxy Slam that shit.
Oh, I didn't even. You confusing my brain there.
Muscle memory, bro.
Yeah, a little bit. It's not about it doesn't hold up pants. Yeah, thanks, Vince.
It's about.
Oh, Mark. Well, that's always. And tonight we are getting Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor and Damian Priest.
Okay.
We're about to get Nakamura versus Miz. We're about to get Nakamura Skywalker.
Yeah, I mean, coming off the heels of a promo, I'm not sure, interesting match to start. We're assuming that Nakamura is going to blow Miz's head off unless Miz has another henchman that he, brought along.
No, I think this will actually be so. We're about 20 minutes right now into Monday Night Raw. We're still have not gotten ding ding, by the way. But no, I think this will actually become a somewhat competitive match. I'm surprised that these are two guys that are not in the IC Battle Royal.
I'm not. I mean, Nakamura for sure.
Two former IC champs. You're surprised they're not in the IC Battle Royal?
I feel
number
like
one contendership? Sorry.
I think they're building Nakamura up to take on whoever this new champion is. Like if it's a Seth and not saying that Nakamura is going to be our new world champion sooner than later, but at least contending for it, it's a possibility. Yeah, him versus Seth in a sing-off. Here we go. The most exhausted crowd ever.
I heard sing-off and my brain just kind of short-circuited there for a second. Richard, what up? Heather, what up? Mrs. Entrance makes me want to turn the TV off. Well, no, as long as you keep us on, you can have that. JV, what up? Oh, deja vu when Nakamura first got drafted to SmackDown from NXT. His first feud was Miz. Now, fair enough. That's where we got the actual 7 years ago with the violin.
Was that 7 years ago? Holy fuck!
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly.
Shit, 7 years.
What Small Mark asking? Can we go 3 for 3 with a bloody episode?
We can hope.
Well, so did we get color on Friday? I can't remember. I know we got color. We got
the last two shows.
Yeah, Bobby Lashley. We got it on Friday. Actually, it was
Lashley got a legit gash.
Yeah, Bobby got juiced the hard way.
He went the hard way,
right? Oh, big move from Miz.
Yeah, the spinning point. The one thing for Miz for me is like I don't understand, and maybe someone else can fill me in on what I missed. But with the Miz, I don't get the fucking trench coat and bandana thing. Like I don't get how that ties into his character.
That's honestly, and now this is me exposing my nerd, so you can.
Yeah, there you go. Help me out.
It's from Naruto.
Is that what it is? Okay,
that is a Naruto reference, and that's the thing. I think that's part of Miz is perennially. If this was the '80s and everything like that, Miz is very much reminds me of a guy like the genius Lenny Poffo and shit like that. They 100%, or even a bit of Brutus. You know.
Yeah, I like the Brutus comparison.
To where they're a guy that constantly has like. To an extent, one central gimmick, and it's more of literally it's just to annoy you. Like Miz and Ziggler guys lost out of time a little bit. Miz is 100% a safe hand in the ring. That's part of his whole beef with Daniel Bryan. But he's constantly a mid-tier level guy because he just has that annoying heel gimmick. If he's good to just be that. Pops in to be an asshole every now and then. He's not a main event tier guy.
My only fear with Miz in that regard, and I don't disagree. With a lot of huge neck breaker though. Whew.
I just got a big boot on the outside from the Miz.
So you're slightly ahead.
I'm going into commercial right now, so I'll pause. Let me know. Well, you'd have to get the same commercial, but I got a Apple TV commercial.
But yeah, no, folks. I mean. The Miz for me, Nick, is the crowd is so quiet right now. You know they like Shinsuke, but the crowd is quiet, and part of me worries that we've seen so much Miz, they don't give a fuck if he gets beat up or not. They're like, fuck, it's the Miz. You know what I mean? Like,
that's one of those. That's the TV time thing of TV ages people more than regular time. I feel a little bit of. Well, think about it. When you see them week in and week out, you start to lose tread. You lose tread on your, I guess, viewership tires a lot quicker, I would say. When you keep seeing the same thing from Miz, and you've seen it, you can go all the way back to when he was with Johnny Drip Jip and everything like that. It's been the same thing and the same thing and the same thing, and he hasn't taken any real big break. Mm-hmm. You run it of I've seen you too much.
I want to answer the question here from Richard.
Fair enough, but I do want to at least acknowledge Larry's comment here of in the ring he does look a little bit like La Parka, except he doesn't do the guitar with the chair.
This one also from Larry though. Honky Tonk always came in an Elvis suit. It's true, right? Like
pause, but yes, he always came out in an Elvis suit.
Now that's kinky.
Pause, double pause. Bonus plus.
I will take a second to remind everybody who's tuning in right now, if you haven't done so already, click the like, show us some love. We greatly appreciate it. It helps our little algorithm, and we're trucking along. Do not forget, you're fading again.
I am glitching again. See,
Yeah,
my damn
do not
AI.
forget.
The pause got me there.
Do not forget to subscribe, join the family. We are the channel for fans by fans. We live on this chat. Everybody keeps this show going, so we appreciate everybody stopping in. Don't be shy. Say hi, and make sure you tell everybody you know this is the place to get the most wrestling coverage possible. Nobody live streams, live reviews, live watches as much as we do, and we thank you all for being
entertaining, honestly, at this point. Let's be honest.
It's true.
But Bash, what up?
Oh, wait.
Jushin Thunder Liger. I don't know why that was hard for me.
Jushin
had a full body suit.
He's not, okay. But no, sorry. I did want to, he did, but I want to touch on this one real quick, Nick, as far as what, like, again, we talk about like some of the people that cover YouTube that kind of champion and grab their torches and guide the IWC in a direction. What if we don't know what the plan is? What if they go to LA Knight and say, listen, we're going to put you in a tag team for 4 months with Boogs. You're going to have a little bit of fun. Then we're going to break you out of it. And by next year, by WrestleMania, by Royal Rumble, or Money in the Bank, you're going to now matter. Like like we don't have to have all the people we like good at the same time. Then we don't like them anymore, and the WWE has no use.
I do get it, but that's the thing is, though, this man managed to walk through hellfire and brimstone, quite literally and figuratively, or at least he walked through Mountain Dew, Doritos, and pitch black UV lighting to get himself over as he is now. So why not capitalize it when you've got it instead of run the risk of putting it on the back burner and then it overboils and it overcooks and
I agree.
Wasted everything.
Even when we talk about AEW, we all know you and I both like AEW.
Big fan.
Yeah, most days.
Oh, respect.
Yeah. So no, but the positive for them is like you follow the crowd reaction to an extent. So for the people who are just destroying Orange Cassidy, and we all have our feelings about Orange, but when he was in that beginning time, when he was insanely over, people were tweeting pictures of dressed up like him, their kids dressed up like him, Tony dressed up like him. Then you ride that hot hand. And when LA got himself hot coming out of the Bray situation, you might have, you said, nurture that, push that.
Absolutely. But I will, we've got a double throat slash there from Miz, but Paulie, what up? What do you think the draft? What do you think to the draft this time around? It seemed follow the bouncing ball. Like the roster doesn't have enough depth for it to work. I give it 3 months.
Yeah,
I think we've talked about that to death at this point. And honestly, if you want to see the best WWE draft that should have, could have, would have been, you need to go and check out when we did host versus host, our draft special.
No, what me and you established is there's a shit ton of talent. You can easily do a brand split.
You could do it if you book things right.
You got to do it right. You can't like they really shit on themselves by, again, the right concept, terrible delivery.
This is why we call a spade. Of people think we lean one way or the other. It's no, we say it's all shit. It is shit.
Dude, some weeks we get on at the end of the week. I'm like, man, do we even like wrestling anymore?
Right. Why am I host a wrestling channel and I don't even know if I like wrestling anymore. Like I think I just show up to make fun of it.
Yeah. But no, I mean, like it really is. It was a good idea. I love a draft, but they did it so poorly. It was so bullshit. Right. It felt like such an afterthought. But 3 months, what do you guys say? Who else has an opinion? 3 months, 4 months, 6 months? Fuck 1 week, because we're still getting crossover.
Well, yeah, fair enough. Well, I've got to still try and, speaking of crossovers, I'm still going to try and run through these comments here.
Dude, it's becoming a battle.
Vader used to have the Mastodon helmet. Yes, he did. What's going on in the NBA? Nothing right now. The Boston Celtics beat the Philadelphia 76ers, and Jason Tatum set the record for most playoff points in most points scored in a Game 7. Yes, what's Lakers aren't doing anything. They play the Nuggets tomorrow. Victor, I'll try and get to the participants of the Battle Royal at some point.
Yeah,
as I've got Miz ducking out of a Kinshasa.
Next commercial, we'll go through it, but we're going to get a
Justin, what up? C-Money, your comment's too long. JV, what brand of vitamins are you having, KJ? No way they see the LA Knight as a star. I don't know. Well, I think we talked before of he's got a Satavia, if you can decipher it.
Well, I mean, I'm on the cushiest of mints right now.
He's got that mint chocolate chip, and I have an Italian
about that good kush, right?
Right.
But yeah,
draft technically is over already. SmackDown has people involved in Raw title. Well, yeah, they have one person now.
Now their argument internally, their argument to us is, relax. We're just trying we're trying to do some housekeeping. We're trying to clean some shit up.
As Shinsuke Nakamura picks up the win, and I got halfway through the comments I wanted to.
Sometimes the Kinshasa looks like kin shit.
Whoa.
Sometimes it does. Sometimes it just
looks it's so close to me. And always halfway I mix it up at times with the Shining Wizard.
It looks sometimes like when you try and super kick somebody, but they got too close.
No, it's that in between a Shining Wizard and the running knee from Daniel Bryan.
Right.
Two moves that we, I think, see a bit more often.
I prefer it off the second turnbuckle.
But how was your weekend on Mother's Day? How was your Mother's Day?
It was lovely.
I was going to say, neither of us are mothers.
Yeah, no one gave a fuck about me on for the last 2 days.
No, 100 respect. Happy Mommy's Day to everybody. Happy belated Mommy's Day to everybody that's tuning in right now.
Call your mother and tell her you love her, guys.
Absolutely, I did. And then my mother informed me she was flower shopping. And I could not have been a more stereotypical thing.
It's adorable.
How about them Arlington Renegades, Nick? Surprised. You goddamn right I am. I literally had people blowing up my phone. My buddy back home that I played football with was blowing up my phone. How about them DC Renegades? I was like, bitch. But I think that hurts the XFL, honestly, more than anything.
Why is that?
I get everybody loves an underdog story, but no one gave a shit about the early.
They were
the most mid team. They didn't have any sort of. There was such a split between the top four teams of the Seattle Sea Dragons. They had Ben DiNucci, who's actually going to be playing or is Russell Wilson's backup right now in the Broncos. And Josh Gordon, former NFL player. You had the Battlehawks, which GJ can tell you about.
Yeah.
The Houston Roughnecks and the DC Defenders with the Beer Snake. And then they get upset by the most mid of mid teams. But
right, speaking of mid teams,
the
Barons are here.
Speaking of a mid division, a mid championship, I respect you, Spat Daddy, but a mid GM, a mid authority figure, everything on my screen right now is mid, except for us. Nick's my mom. I gave her a special day yesterday. What the?
I don't even know what to make sense of this comment.
Allegedly, accusations. I'm still waiting on my gift then, son.
Yeah, you owe me some fucking gifts.
Right, wait. I'm so confused, but don't also want to upset anyone.
Accusations.
Allegedly.
I'm a mom. I work hard. Shout out to you,
Heather. She had to work. Well, shout out, Heather. Thank you for being here. 100%. Like I said, nothing but absolutely 100% respect to all the mommies on Mommy Day. Pause.
Yeah, I think you have like a good sized family like I do. So all the powers to the moms that could survive that fucking nonsense.
This man said it. He can have that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pull up this, and I'm gonna pause.
Ah, nice. Any day now. There he goes. Clay, we are going on to commercial break. Imperium is here. Gunther will be making his debut momentarily. We'll see. We got a battle royal for his title coming up to find out who's going to battle him for it. What's up? I'm watching the NBA playoffs. Boston Celtics will win you know what? The Celtics are a good show. I jumped on that train a little bit late because, I don't really have a dog in the race. But you can't really argue with what the Celtics are doing right now. I know my buddy Nick is pulling for LeBron. He doesn't care if the Lakers win. He just wants LeBron to win. So we're working on that. Rhea is my mommy. She was on top all Mother's Day. Keyshawn, you wish. that fits into the you wish pile. Shocking. Another DC team choked. I can't say anything about choking in the playoffs anymore, so I won't say anything. WWE will never put Rocket Pack on LA Knight's back. They know if they did, he'd become a top guy. Yeah, but see, LA is a rare breed like The Rock. But the sentence in which I just read contradicts itself for me. They will never put a Rocket Pack on LA Knight because he'll become a top guy. I don't connect though. Like that doesn't compute. It should be they will never put Rocket Pack on him because he can't be a top guy, or they are going to put a Rocket Pack on him because he will be a top guy. You like that's the way it should be. So I don't understand why a company would see all the things that you just listed, the gift for gab, the charisma, the presence. They have all that talent, and they're just going to ignore it. Now they have in the past. So I can't say much, guys, but we hope. And again, I think the point is, if you have a guy or a girl on a 3-4 year contract, if you have them if you blow them out in the first little bit, then what do you do with them year 3, year 4, year 5? We talk about some of the long-term contracts in AEW of like, fuck, they've done just about everything to themselves now. What are they going to do 2 years from now? What matches are we going to get in 2025, 2026? And that's my hope. That's your optimism. I don't know what they're doing with this tag team thing. Do I like the idea of LA Knight being in a tag team? No, I've been a diehard LA Knight fan for long before he got to the WWE. And this is the guy that did 2 jobs on the debut of NXT 2.0. I don't know what it is. Sometimes there's a thing in wrestling, and you've heard other people talk about it, is it's almost being too good. So you end up being that utility man, that wrestler that they know. FTR talked about it. Dax talked about it, where they know you're going to give them a fucking solid performance. You're going to be able to lift somebody and elevate someone, but you never seem to fluctuate because of it. You're almost cursed for being too clean, too professional, too dialed in. So yeah, that's a long-winded answer, but I really want LA Knight to get some love. He deserves it. And again, he got himself over. That Bray Wyatt situation was garbage. That whole Mountain Dew thing was shit. It was, and he made the best of it. And Bray, as his popularity started to fade a little, here's LA Knight, the crowd starts saying, yeah, and getting behind him. I just want to see them ride it out. I hope they have a plan. If they don't, we'll be sitting here bitching about it. Tozawa did the Stormtrooper scene, almost running into Vader. I can't believe. There's another guy that I'm shocked. I'm sure he's great. No offense. But the fact that Tozawa is still on the roster blows my mind. Sammy and The Miz. Sammy and The Miz. I don't get the reference. Rhea Ripley is mine. Ding, ding, ding. Fight. Heather staking claim to Rhea. There's a line, I guess. A line. Murphy's got a claim. Dom's got a claim. Keyshawn's got a claim. Heather's in there. And now I'm getting a package on Seth Rollins back in 2012. How adorable. Look at young Seth. So this is good. I like what they're doing here. Are we getting Becky Lynch versus Trish at Night of Champions? I think so. I don't believe it's been announced, but I don't know if they're going to try and drag this out to SummerSlam. So that's where my concern is. So I assume it's going to be Night of Champions. We are getting Becky tonight. Announced that we will hear from her. I will give them credit. I know some people don't like it, and I know some people the promos aren't great. And Trish is interesting coming back because I'm biased as shit. She's Canadian. She's gorgeous. I mean, I can't tell you guys. I'm just happy that she's on TV. So I get the critics of this, but we'll see. Saudi Arabia seems like the perfect place for this type of match. I like what they're doing with like social media. I love that they're poking at each other. I love that they're kind of getting at each other. I really do. I think it's It's funny. Like if Becky making comments about her kid, being able to know what color she makes her eye and shit like that. I mean, it's excellent. I dream. Oh, Larry's in. All right. So I say again, is Rhea Ripley not one of the best, most box office worthy talents in all of wrestling? Women either want her or want to be her. Guys, kind of the same. And she's a badass. She doesn't fuck around. She's in character constantly. She's using social media to build her buzz. And, Dominic Mysterio should really thank her for avoiding a trip to NXT. Now they're talking about the Shield. It's funny. There's Diener. They show Diener. You surprised they didn't try and cut Diener out? Do you know what kills me? Dean Ambrose, John Moxley was involved in this shit and then has the gall to say, what I'm doing right now with the BCC, it's the best shit ever. Did anybody want to fight that one? Anyone want to tell me that this amazing storyline between the BCC and Elite rival anything that happened with the Shield? Anything? Something? No, you cover all that up on Saudi. Please end this nothing feud. Yeah, that's where I agree with Nick. If I'm working backwards here, I didn't even notice her on the mic. Ugh. No, I mean, yeah. All we noticed was the missing t-shirt, and we have a theory, folks. We know how to find some children. We just need to make some t-shirts and hand them out to the right people. We'll find all the kids. Nada. No, nada. Bash, not having it. I don't think they completely suck. I think their booking has been really fucking subject. I really liked what they just did highlighting Seth, and I think we'll get the same thing for AJ on Friday. I think it's really cool what they're trying to accomplish, and I know I can hear some of you cringing at the idea of me trying to sell everybody on the consolation belt. But they're trying to show you why Seth wants to be a world champion, why he deserves to be a world champion. They're going to do the same thing with AJ. And whether you love or hate how any of this played out, if you can't step back for a second and go, Seth versus AJ, that's something I want to watch, then you're just hating completely and not giving anything a chance. I don't give a fuck. That alone, ignore the belt, ignore the tournament, ignore the draft. We're getting AJ and Seth on a pay-per-view. Now that has some meaning. I expect one hell of a night. And I really do believe it has to be the main event, and they have to be given enough time to tear it the fuck down. Period. By the way, we have Gunther. We have Imperium, Fabian, and Marcel. Whatever. Yeah, you know who they are. The red coats are coming. Gunther just walks right onto the announce table, says, I'll take it from here, fellas. Terrain General. Gunther not making his presence felt. And you know what? Ludwig has really got down the Rusev Day gimmick. Minus the sing, like this. It's good, and it garners heat. People keep trying to push, Gunther into babyface status. He's a monster. He's a general. He's a dick. Let him be that guy. Let him be the mean with this type of bravado. It works perfectly. Roman who? I like it. That was a great vignette. Sit down with Seth. I agree with you, see money. Outstanding. I don't care what anyone says. They're doing their best to build it up, to build Seth up, to put prestige on this. Listen to the crowd. This is the most reaction we've gotten out of the crowd since the opening segment. Pardon me. Pardon me, if that was on mic. Red coats are coming, got that one. I think they're positioning his push as they have people competing for the championships. That's it. You can only have so many people at the top, right?
Right. What? Dun, 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 dun,
Right.
dun, 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 dun.
But every division, Nick, is built like a pyramid, right? Like we know there's one guy on top or one woman on top, and then everyone cascades under them. Like every other, just like the UFC, there's one dog at the top. So that's LA being up in the title mix right now, or in the one of the title mixes. Do you burn him out? Does he win it? And then 7 months, we're like, we're so sick of this guy. Yeah, yourself. Go away. I don't know. He's so good. I'm trying to rationalize.
It's one of those of, are we not trying to put the cart before the horse before we even try and cross that bridge of we're already anticipating an outcome of an outcome of an outcome?
Yeah, I mean, literally talking through, complete speculation on all of this, right? Like, it's where generally we trying to shoot with an opinion instead of like to present things like facts. They're not facts. We're not presenting facts.
No,
we just get them right all the fucking time.
Gunther out here just spitting that fire on the mic.
One and only.
I like the guy that won the boxing match. A lot of guys have won a lot of boxing matches, Heather, but fair enough. Well, yeah, I've got Ricochet coming up right now. Ooh. Kyle, what up? When woman reigns, even so, when I felt the rains down in Africa, when they go into face limousine, and Kevin, so we're getting all of the Vince McMahon gimmicks here booked in. We're gonna get a limousine and Kevin Owens versus a woman made of rain and Solo Sikoa, according to Kyle here, I feel allegedly, supposedly. Take a pause. There we go. As KJ is taking a pause for the cause right now. Boston's agreeing, or Larry's agreeing with Boston. As I've got Bronson Reed coming out right now, so it looks like we're getting the kickoff for the Intercontinental #1 contendership battle royal. As Gunther's still just standing on top of the announce desk, but I will try and run through the competitors, and I'll give my prediction in allegedly because KJ's not here. I'll give his prediction as well. And you can give us yours as we're heading into commercial. So, I got some time here, thankfully. I didn't take the sip there if I feel like I'm, Panama. We've got Umberto. We've got Angel Garza. We've got Massey, Mansour. We've got the Viking Raiders. We've got the Hurt Business, Cedric and Shelton. We've got Elias, no Ezekiel. We've got Knock It Off Tozawa. We've got Zion Quinn, who good googly moogly of our graphics look like we could have fit him in more into our thumbnail better than they did. Who's a free agent? We've got Riddick Moss, who he's no longer Madcap Moss, I believe. We've got JD McDonough. We've got Dolph Ziggler. We've got Johnny Gargano, Dexter Loomis, Von Wagner. Is anyone compelled by the Von Wagner baby pictures that they showed on NXT? Because I saw some people trying to throw that around. If that's his compelling backstory now. We've got motivational Mustafa Ali. We've got Apollo Crews. We've got Bronson Reed. We've got Matt Riddle, Ricochet. Well, we already had 2 of those entrants. We've got the Alpha Academy. We've got Chad Gable and Otis. And we've got tepid Corbin, not so happy Corbin, of mildly agitated, mildly irritated Corbin, I guess at this point I feel. So give us your predictions, who you're taking for the Battle Royal as we are in commercial break. And it's almost, do they put someone that's going to job to Gunther really quick, or do they put somebody who's actually going to have a legitimate feud with Gunther? Because he was out here saying how he's the longest reigning Intercontinental champion, which fact checkers help me out with that. I don't know if that's true. I feel like that's a belt that has a lot of lineage. We are going to get bipolar Corbin. JV, respectfully, as someone who has bipolar disorder, I get your comment, but respectfully, I get it's a joke, and I get it. You're trying to make it funny, but respectfully, because you know me. KJ taking Riddle. How's everything going with you, Big Nick and KJ White? Jordan, everything's going great with us. And absolutely, if you want to make sure that you're around, if you're, down with us for life, literally, you need to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification, be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe, because we do this for anything and everything. And like I said, it's always big things popping, little things stopping up to something. Season never sleeps around here. You never know what's going to pop off. We sat there, like I said, we're the wrestling channel, the wrestlers watch. People at the shows watch. Right, so we've been featured on Tip Clips, on Botch Me, and we got everything and anything when it comes to your wrestling needs, folks. But I see a lot of people taking Riddle. Money how longer till that happens. Why? Longest reigning of the modern era. Well, so what defines the modern era? But Keyshawn taking Riddle. I picked Matt. So everybody's taking Riddle. Now I feel like I have to pick somebody that's not Matt Riddle, just for the sake of being difficult and just for the sake of making it entertaining. Oh boy. Who do I take? Bronson Reed. If he got an entrance and so did Ricochet. Actually, you know what? That's who I'm taking in this match, is one half of the O'Shea brothers, the one that's would have been running the Little Giants. I'm taking Rick O'Shea to win this. The man's needed a push. I've wanted this man, when he's gotten a push behind him. I think he's a former U.S. champ at this point, I believe. He absolutely can deliver. You've got to just do it right. And I think you make it interesting to where you get Braun involved a little bit. If you got the big man, little man going against the big man. So Rick O'Shea is my pick, as I know everybody else is taking Riddle. But I've got Apollo Crews coming out right now, as I've got a good chunk of the ring filled up here. Crews is getting an entrance. Yes, well, he's, Apollo's getting an entrance. Now Riddle's getting an entrance. But Apollo's also one of the new call-ups to Monday Night Raw. So I feel like he's kind of got to get a bit of an entrance here. He's got to get a little pomp and circumstance. But Riddle getting a big entrance, and he's one of the last people in here. Now, we've talked about this, and this is very high speculation. Could it be that, say, somebody like a Randy Orton shows up at the very end, pops back up, and costs Riddle his shot, as Riddle kicks the flip-flops up into Gunther's face, as we've now hopped off the commentary table. Bonkers, do we see Zion Quinn in the Battle Royal? Yes, he's allegedly supposed to be there. Yes, I do have eyes on Zion Quinn, as we are on the way. So bear with me as I guess I try and call every elimination, but it's based on what they call in camera shots and what the vitamins allow me to pay attention to. But it is full on calamity, and I feel like I'm talking like a fucking radio host from the 1950s, as Tozawa's already out, dumped out by Baron Corbin. He's about to get thrown by Loomis. So Corbin and Tozawa are the first two out. Corbin ain't back. Oh, and Loomis is out. He got eliminated by the Maximum Male Models. Corbin is wearing shorts. Yeah, surprisingly weird. Well, I mean, when you're only going to be out there for 5 minutes, I mean, you're going to turn around and go back to catering. Do you want to get into your full gear? You ain't doing a whole match. You're out there for, your entrance. You standing there through a commercial break, and then you get dumped out of. I just want to be comfortable. Shit. Corbin's dead. No. They managed to pull a gimmick out of this man, with him having a mustard stain on his t-shirt. So Dexter Loomis scares off Massey, who dropped Mansoor trying to pull the New Day save. So that's the feud going forward, is Dexter Loomis involved with the Maximum Male Models, if anyone cared. But so the Maximum Male Models are out. Loomis is out. Garza's out. JD on the outside of the apron. You were just joking. Yeah, I know. 100%. I get it, but still, just acknowledging. Did he bite someone's dog or pee on Vince's shoes? Who? What? WWE hates Corbin. Well, he's just been the scapegoat for everything. And speaking of another scapegoat, Zigglypuff, Dolph Ziggler's out, and so is JD. Is JD out because he's out here attacking Ziggler? So this is gatekeepery of gatekeeper feuds. This reminds me of back when like you'd have Jericho would have to have matches with X-Pac of everybody pretty much that got signed by WWE, got quote unquote debuted or anything like that, had to have pretty much a match or a feud for a bit with X-Pac because they were good hand. If I feel like that's JD and Ziggler as a feud, but I am in commercial break right now. That's how we ended up, at least for right now, of JD decimating Ziggler on the outside. But if you haven't done so already, folks, let me know your predictions. Be a friend, tell a friend. We do this for anything and everything. Nothing but a channel for fans by fans, and we're still constantly growing, still doing this like nobody else does it. But let me know who you're taking in this calamity of a battle royal if you haven't done so already. Don't mind a Dolph versus JD feud. Fair enough. Like I said, if that, it reminds me of when even prime example that instantly jumps to the front of my mind is when Jericho came back as, Y2J and Raw as Jericho, or he debuted, sorry. And he instantly got locked into a feud with X-Pac after that. So it really kind of showed, okay, you can wrestle the quote unquote WWE style. I wanted Dexter to win the Battle Royal. I don't mind to see a Chad Gable versus Walter for WWE. So you wanted Dexter to win. Oh, that would have been a fantastic promo off between those two. But you don't mind Chad Gable versus Gunther. That's not actually a bad shout. If you'd have to babyface Gable up. Well, I mean, if Otis is turning into Otis, so I mean that's not bad. If you babyfaced and you make him just this, you make him what he should have been all along. He should have been Kurt Angle's illegitimate son. He should have been just mini Kurt Angle the whole time. Sammy is a mid-carder. Which Sammy? Sami Zayn? No. Sammy Guevara? Maybe. The jury's still out on that one. Sam Money Dolph is a fantastic wrestler, and I thought it was going to be the next Shawn Michaels in WWE. Apparently, no, he just likes to copy a lot of his moves. I think Shawn Michaels has done the skin the cat in 2 of the Royal Rumbles that he's been in. I think Dolph Ziggler has done it in almost every single Royal Rumble that he's been in. Richard out here just aggressively mad at JD.
Yeah, go to hell.
Who's Dexter? Dexter's brother. Yeah. I think he might have a laboratory or something like that. He might have a terrible sister named DD
It's like Elias and his family.
Yeah, it's Hans and Franz.
Hans and Franz.
Otis will be shocking to win the Royal Rumble. Yes, to win the Royal Rumble. Yes, I don't think he's winning the Royal Rumble. I don't think anyone is thinking that. I don't think Otis's parents are thinking that he's winning the Royal Rumble.
No, it's not a thing. Him winning the Money in the Bank was bad enough. They won't revisit that.
Oh, Gargano for the win, says Bonkers. Sammy WWE is a mid-carder. I can't believe he lost to Roman. So if you think he's a mid-carder, why are you saying you can't believe he lost to Roman? So I thus thou protest too much of you're saying one thing and talking out of the side of your mouth on the other way.
Right.
So that's really what it is.
No, yeah, I mean you can't have it both ways. If he's a mid-carder, he's supposed to lose to Roman, but he was the most over thing. Like, I mean, he pumped so much new life into the bloodline, guys. We can't overlook that.
Oh, that was that was Daniel Bryan, Kofi Mania-esque as Cedric Alexander's getting dumped out by the Viking Raiders. And now they're going.
Why are the Viking Raiders in this thing? What the fuck?
Because we don't have enough people.
It's
Zion
dumb.
point out, because we've got to have like 30 people. We can't just have like a 10-man battle royal. We've got to have all the peoples. Everybody's got to get a paycheck. Everybody clear out of catering. We need to fucking refresh the fucking buffet here. We've got to switch over from lunch to dinner. So everybody get the fuck out of here for a minute. Richard, I don't think I'm frozen. I guess anybody can let me know if thumbs up, thumbs down. I guess if I'm frozen out here talking to the abyss here. Okay, so I'm not Dr. Freeze out here. I'm not, the same thing that happened to the dinosaurs, the Ice Age.
Oh, we get a square off between Alpha Academy and the Vikings.
Right. Oh, is Gable going to go out? So your prediction is Riddle.
Yeah. Man, the guy came out and flicked his shoes at Gunther. I feel like he's going to be at least in the final 2.
Yeah. I can't even remember at this point who my damn pick was. Oh, Otis with the save on Gable. Oh, now he's going to heat him. And he doesn't make the save as that's either Eric or Ivar. Bronson Reed going to dump both men out.
Ivar just chucking them. And now the 2 big beefy boys are going to put themselves out in a really weird way. Oh, no. Bigger beefy boy showed up.
Right, like I said.
Ooh.
The Aussie Destroyer. Oh, my pick was Ricochet.
You picked Ricochet?
Mm-hmm.
No Braun, though. No Braun.
Yeah, but still, I gotta stay with, I've changed this man's whole name, this whole gimmick, everything. I gotta stay with it.
Well, everybody turned on
Reed. I like this because it reminds me of, like, remember when Royal Rumbles and Battle Royals, how everybody would like gang up on guys like the Big Show or anything, and like Mark Henry, even if you're clearly gonna fucking throw us all around, so we need to all group together to get you out.
Oh, flying head scissors.
Cutter from Ali and Gargano. So we've got Ali and Gargano squared off. We've got Ricochet and Elias squared off. WWE needs to stop doing what AEW doing and just do something different. Oh, so
in what sense?
Well, I'm just saying. So you're gonna take, because AEW invented pro wrestling. They invented 3 counts. They invented arm bars and shit. Like you're literally taking the newest kid on the block and saying,
"Are we talking about or the battle royal?" Like, I mean, you're valid, Nick. Let's keep in complete.
If we're talking about shit booking, then yes.
Well, no, but at the end of the day, I mean, one of them has been doing it for 40 plus years. The other one's been doing it for 4. So
that is true. I would say shit booking does fall both ways. So,
well, no, and just in the sense of like doing something different. I mean, I would argue a lot of what we're seeing from Jericho is 1990s Raw. Maybe.
A little bit. Well, Steve Money's just you fed the trolls here as Elias gets dumped out by Apollo, and then Bronson takes out Apollo. But Steve Money out here with AEW.
Oh, I think we're gonna get Apollo Bronson for a while.
Well, Bronson's been booked absolutely 100% like a monster. I wouldn't be surprised if Bronson wins this.
The only reason I think he's not going to is I think he's heel. Look at this. Oh,
you could get well, that's the thing is I think you could get a Riddle Bronson feud for a hot minute here because does Riddle need the IC belt? Float over, bro.
Bronson looks ridiculous, man. And
Riddick Moss was showing some aggression. Oh, big shoulder tackle, and then just thanks for coming, thanks for playing. I at least like that they changed him to Riddick Moss instead of Madcap.
All right, bye, Riddick.
Yeah, that's what Vin Diesel said
pitch
too.
Black match.
Riddle takes down Gargano, so we're down to Ricochet, Riddle, Reed, and who else?
Riddle looks like
down to 3.
Ricochet, Riddle, Bronson.
See, this is what we're gonna happen. We've got the goons, the higher goons, Ludwig and Giovanni are going after Riddle.
So this
Bronson dumps out Riddle. So thanks for playing. Everybody who picked Matt Riddle, I need to see an L after all of your predictions right now. So we're down to Mustafa Ali, Bronson Reed, and Ricochet.
Ricochet's going to win this motherfucker.
But we're setting up a future
feud. Be Ali.
We're setting up a future feud, though. Well, does Gunther get a jobber feud before he goes against Riddle? Because we're clearly setting up him versus Riddle with the hired goons in getting involved.
Yeah. I'd rather see it be Ricochet, though. Oh, he held on. Yo, this is actually
step up. Who will head to Saudi Arabia and face Gunther? The man's down and wobbled to one knee.
Dude.
You can't knock the giant down.
He's
got Ricochet. This man. It's going to be Mustafa. Saudi Arabia, Mustafa.
No fucking way.
Prince Ali, fabulous Ali Ababa.
Night of Champions should have been a factor.
Oh, fuck.
Son of a bitch, he sucks.
This is, like I said, this is a jobber feud. This is, hey, Night of Champions. And then he's going to get the fucking tar feather beaten out of him. Like, this man is going to get shot from pillar to post.
It was a good battle royal, though. For battle royals, it was all right.
It was good until it clicked at the very last second. And you're when Bronson had Ricochet up on his shoulders, you're like, no. On the outside, you're like, no.
Did Mark really call this? Mark
called it. Receipt check. Fine. All right.
You
talk. I'm gonna look.
All right.
Talking.
But I was hoping JD
thinking positively Ali for the win. So there, Smile Mark does get it. You get the Brucey bonus point. You know who won the pony here.
Wow. And
nobody just won a shot at the IC belt, and we're not supposed to think that this being at Night of Champions has anything to do with it.
Bro, they gave him pyro. Gunther's like, what is this shit? Gunther's reaction was everybody's. Somebody go find a clip of Gunther making that face with the hand and put over it everyone's reaction.
That is his definition of I don't give a fuck.
So we're getting Riddle, Gunther, SummerSlam. If I was guessing.
Yes. Patrick Starr versus Squidward versus Austrian Squidward at SummerSlam. Yes.
In all fairness, they made Bronson Reed look like he was going to win it. They made Ricochet look like he had a chance. You made it. Everyone think that it was going to be him and Riddle right away because Riddle coming out, agitating him. So again, just because we're surprised doesn't mean it sucked, but it doesn't suck.
Doesn't also mean that it's good.
It doesn't mean that Ali was the best of choices, but he's about to get clapped around the building for a while.
Ali's chest going to be worse than Sheamus. Yeah, Steven. It's somebody going to get hurt real bad.
I was literally on my break and go ahead.
No, you're good. No, I was just clicking to click.
No, I kind of jumped mentally. I looked ahead. I'm putting my mansion on the line, backing Ali.
Ali over Gunther. I'll take that.
I picture like you're gonna give me a Monopoly piece when you're
right.
wrong.
Are you the race car, or are you the Terrier, or are you the top hat?
The shoe.
Right. I didn't buy Broadway Boulevard.
Right. I was literally typing into the chat. Could JD win this as he got thrown out? So I had to delete the shit before.
Yeah, well, I think that's the thing is you have a couple main matches that you've seen that we know we're going to deliver with Gunther, Walter, that you have on the roster that we haven't seen on the main roster. That would be fantastic. I'm looking at you, Butch, and I'm looking at you, Ilya, and I know you're both.
I drafted them.
I was going to say, I know you're both sitting here. You went hard in the paint for Ilya. I think you pretty much, you had both of them. If you went that hardcore European style, strong style.
Yeah, I wanted bangers, buddy.
Yeah, you went that, Wu-Tang 36 Chambers. What is your fighting style?
Now,
we've got big time Bex backstage.
Okay.
Is that Romulus Reigns that yeah.
No.
That's I see Heyman and is that Roman or is that an Oos talking with Finn backstage? Of this is how I like it. This is how you get with WWE. If you have to look at the little Easter eggs that are going behind because you have the little them having a conversation. So I mean, we could see.
And there's already
maybe that's what costs Sammy and KO.
No,
is
I
Judgment Day.
think it's too soon. I think it's too soon.
No, I'm saying Judgment Day cost them in that. So, okay. I get it. Took me a minute.
Yeah, no, I agree with I mean, it could happen. I really don't think it's the right choice. I don't. And listen, I'll eat my words. I'll swallow them. But I want to hear other people out there who are like, oh, this is why this is happening, and it's definitely happening. I want to hear them swallow their words if it goes the other way.
But they won't. And well, there's so many jokes I can make there, but I like being on YouTube of talking about swallowing and words and all of that. And, anyways, lazy writing for Raw. Well, lazy writing in pro wrestling, honestly, at times. There's some that's fantastic, and there's some that's like you can literally sit there for 10 seconds and think of something better.
Right. Still a good match, Larry. It's fine that Ali won. Yeah, I mean, it was a decent battle royal. The only problem I have with Ali winning is we know why Ali won.
It was a good battle royal. It sucks because you know the outcome of the match going forward.
Yeah. I mean, again, could they shock us? They won't. Not on this one. No fucking way.
Right.
I'll bet the house on Gunther for sure.
Right. CJ, that's your job. You can have that. Not even what I'm mad at. I like the Ali choice. Give him a push. Save Gargano and Riddle for Money in the Bank at SummerSlam. Oh, Money in the Bank at SummerSlam. Ooh.
Riddle, Gargano?
Gargano's not a terrible shout for Money in the Bank. You might have certain people like Cornette out there of, Elizabeth is a big one.
Hey, well, we know Johnny can go. I think I don't know what they're doing with the weigh-in. Part of me thinks, are they just delaying Johnny until they can get Ciampa back?
Yes. That's why they're talking about him comes back soon and all of that.
We're not.
That's the teasing for Ciampa.
If they think they're going to do DIY, Sammy and KO have to keep those belts because we need that.
What if they have the Raw belts? That's the thing. Is there still should be 2 belts. If you have 2 world heavyweight champions, you should have 2 tag champions.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Unless you're saying that your main event scene is deeper than your tag division, which that's still either way is a problem.
It is.
Johnny No Face.
Johnny Safe.
DIY X the way. Why? So, well, just be adding Ciampa instead of you replace Theory with Ciampa. Despite looking at the roster, I really don't see anyone beating Gunther. Oh, fair enough.
No, but I think Riddle will make it conceivable.
Inconceivable.
You're right. One of my favorite shit ever. Could you see if they're building towards SummerSlam, Riddle, Gunther? You could see like, oh shit, maybe Riddle wins this.
What if it's my name is Dominic Mysterio? My father was a piece of shit. Prepare to lose your bout to me.
And this is my mommy. Prepare to die.
Right. This is my mommy. Prepare to die.
Now, the people keep talking about Dom. The problem, Dom is a uber heel. And that was all heel from Gunther. I don't think you want Gunther.
No, the only way you could do that is if you're moving Gunther to the main event scene. If you're moving him to the main title picture, which do we get around SummerSlam in some form or fashion? The equivalent of pretty much fucking, what was it, Rocky IV of, Ivan Drago versus Rocky Balboa. We get Cody Rhodes versus Gunther.
No. I mean, I don't think so. Not for a while. Again, I think until you have a clear direction. Becky is coming out of this break, by the way, guys.
The man of the masses.
Now,
as we are the channel of the masses. Why?
I need food. Hurry up.
Yeah, munch while we munch. Why?
Ali had his opportunity with Theory and Lashley, U.S. title. Ali hasn't gotten over for me in any way, shape, or form.
They've had it, and every time they've had it, they've fumbled it.
He's on gimmick 8.
Yeah, that's the problem. Oh, this man just disappeared. Gotta love technology. But yes, I apparently back at it like a jackrabbit.
I'm
There we go.
nice. That worked out well.
Yeah.
Fuck.
This man just, popped his cherry over Becky coming out here. It was another redhead, and
I
you
gotta
just
listen to
lost it.
people shitting on Becky, saying she fucking. It blows my mind what people will go live and say. But
Who said what about Becky?
imagine comparing Becky to Golem and saying she can't do a promo, she can't wrestle, she's not good, and then say, "But Sasha Banks is my favorite wrestler." Imagine saying those two sentences back to back.
Fickle, and you're placating. You're playing the hottest segment of the month. Like, let's not all deny that when Becky Lynch was the man, and I do say the man because she was the man in pro wrestling, not just as a female competitor, not just in WWE, not just in North America, none of that. She was the top professional wrestler. Let's not fucking deny that and act like that didn't fucking happen just because, the fucking winds of shit have changed here.
Right. If you see, do we get this one? Why people get so tribal over this shit? It's just a TV show. Yeah, the tribalism is always been a thing, though, right? Like, I mean, it's not nothing new. I think the social media, like anything else, it amplifies it, and the quiet the loud minority tend to make people think things are one way or the other. The best advice is try and take in all the sources. I listen to the bad, the good, and then everybody in between, and I think that's the way to do it. Or just sign up here, and we'll give you an unbiased opinion.
We're your funnel for all of the wrestling content,
all the bullshit.
Masses. Yeah, we filter it out here. We're your NordVPN to filter out all the bullshit in wrestling for you. But no, I look at it almost like it's two different sports leagues of like how you have the XFL, the USFL, you have the AFL, the NFL, you have an Eastern Conference, a Western Conference type of shit of you both still want them to do well within themselves respectfully. That's really what it comes down to. You look at everything in a bottle.
But like, it's so funny because like you said, you like different leagues and such, and it's not like I'm like,
by the way, Becky is cutting out of a promo, but
she is a good promo, and she was amazing as the man. Becky is good. The hate, like, I mean, I get it. I didn't love her David Bowie face. I didn't.
Big time Bex is where she was Icarus and flew too close to the sun there.
A little bit.
But
I think she looks great. I think she talks well.
She is what Ronda Rousey thinks the fuck she is.
Who's a better promo? Ronda Rousey?
Becky Lynch, not even the fucking debatable. I'm saying of the fact of, despite Becky Lynch being somebody who initially came out in NXT doing the fucking jigs and talking about leprechauns and all of this, that, and the circumstance. But Becky Lynch, at the end of the day, she looks like she would punch you in the fucking face because you know for a fact you've watched her in a ring sit there and take a fucking right cross, sit there and just be smiling with blood coming down her face. Ronda Rousey tries to act badass. She can't talk worth a fuck. She hates pro wrestling. And the few times we've actually seen her get touched, she's gone night-night. You ever go night-night?
Not tonight. I think Becky is great. I'm just ready for a new gimmick for her. I think this kind of goes back to what we were talking about with LA Knight a little bit in the sense of you see Becky come up through NXT and we see her kind of do everything in the first 4, 5, 6 years of her career. And then people are like, okay, now what? And then you end up like Dolph Ziggler, where you're like, it's still you? Shit.
The man was Roman Reigns before the tribal chief. And I think now if we do this version of the man to where she still has that bravado, that cadence, that circumstance around her and everything, but she's a babyface a bit more with it, and she's not over the top ego with it and everything. Nailed on it, chef's kiss. I think you hit the sweet spot there.
I think Becky Lynch is going to win Money in the Bank, guys. You heard it here first.
Would not be surprised. Does Ollie get Indusher to help protect him from Imperium? Not a terrible shout, honestly.
Not at all. Where was Jinder? Why would or any member of Indusher in this?
Yeah, don't hinder the Jinder.
Could you imagine Ali wins and that's how he does it? Is with Indusher?
I'd pop. I'd love it. But
Oh
Becky
shit!
cuts a hell of a promo right now, and like I said, if she comes across as just this believable, like it goes into a little bit of even like the characters that you saw,
There
like
you go.
Ivory have and Molly Holly have, and etc. Of even Mickey James does it now perfectly. Of like that they're a mom, they know that they're country strong, all of that. Like that they're just literally a badass.
Yeah,
Um,
but I think
but
she
they
looks
don't have
great.
to have this super
Mhm.
huge ego that's clearly just talking to talk. But
There you go.
we got Rhea eyeing her down.
I like this foreshadowing. I like
Yeah,
this
but we haven't
foreshadowing.
changed the belts yet. Why haven't we changed the belts?
I
Why have
don't
we
know this
not?
one
Why
because
no colorway?
this one was easy for me, Nick. So I don't know why they're dragging ass on it unless they have a plan. I keep saying it, and I sound just insane because I keep saying
That
like
happens
I
regardless.
hope they have a plan here. I hope they have a plan.
Speaking of plans, they clearly don't because we've got Natty fucking bird nest on her top of her head here, calling out Rhea Ripley right now. Just when it couldn't get worse for Canada.
That's funny shit.
Yeah, no. Don't hinder the agenda. Don't do it. Yeah, don't do it. Don't hinder the agenda. Yeah, don't do it. Yeah, I think that's what C Money was trying to get at here. If it's poke the bear, dance monkey.
Can Rhea just retire this lady?
Oh, that's aggressive. That's rude.
Do it.
Do it.
What value does Natty bring to the show at this point? She had a great career. She's a Hall of Famer.
Veteran.
Yeah, okay.
Leadership.
Go
She's still good. She's female Ziggly.
Yeah, go fuck with new people then.
Oh, it's a new day. Yes, it is.
The hand holding and shit, it really surprised me where they've really upped like we're a thing.
I don't like it. I don't get it because like, we're not stupid. Like we're not dumb. Like they really have just like, why are you waiting till now to act like a really ham fist? Oh, we're like a couple. Like we know you're not. We know we're not dumb. Like, and even then, if you already thought that, you don't need to ham fist that shit fucking across.
Well, the one surviving member of the New Day is coming out to take on Dominic Mysterio, where Dominic Mysterio gets a W. Dun, dun, dun.
Yes, the one healthy member of the New Day.
Kofi returns.
Austin Creed, Xavier Woods. I combined them both.
It works.
Versus Dominic Mysterious.
Right.
Which, it's Dom wins.
Yeah, we're going back into a commercial break, folks. Remember, if you're just tuning in, make sure you click that like and subscribe. Join the family. We are back tomorrow. NXT, the Women's NXT Championship Tournament kicks off. Another tournament for another belt.
Well, no, we've already had half that bracket.
Did we?
We're getting yeah. Because remember, we had Gigi Dolan versus.
Yeah. You're right.
Help me, Lord. You're my only hope.
She beat somebody, did she not? Oh, no, she lost.
Yeah.
Christ, remember, she put out that I miss.
Keep talking. I'll look it up. Keep talking.
I miss PK tweet.
I got you. Keep talking.
AEW thriving means WWE has to push themselves to be better. If there's only one product.
No, she lost to Tiffany.
Yes.
And then Lyra Valkyria beat Kiana James. So we've still got Fallon Henley versus Cora Jade, or did we have no? Yeah. We all had the top half of the bracket, then we got the bottom half, and we've still got Roxanne Perez versus JC Jane. Yeah. So yes, that's why, because remember, everybody was blaming me because of the Tiffany Epiphany.
That's right. What did you quickly before we answer Boston? Did you hear the Maxine Dupree wants Tiffany as part of?
If you take Maxine and just fuck off into the abyss, I mean, I'm not gonna hate it. I mean, I've already been out here talking about Otis, and I came up with the the Marseille and the Mansour and all that. Like, I'll get behind it somehow. It'll be one of those of I love it because of how shit it is.
Right. Yeah, no, the best time in any sport and the best time in wrestling history was when there was competition. Back in the day, there was a lot of competition. Then, as we got into the '90s and we got the Attitude Era, and when NWO and Nitro did, that was the best time to be a wrestling fan. When both those companies were exploding, it made it more exciting for everybody.
That's the thing is, realistically, a lot of us now that pretty much do what we do and everything like that are all pretty much kids for the most part of that whole Attitude Era to where you literally have to flip back and forth between the channels.
Yeah.
Of you have Eric Bischoff leaking spoilers for Monday Night Raw of Siege because they're taped and we're live, so you need to stay here and everything like
Bastard.
that. And then you had Heyman that was that little fucking weasel popping up in the corner and everything. And now we're in a position to where we get enough and we're like, no, actually fight, like just do the things. And now it's a wrestling war. Everybody seems to be trying to lose.
Yeah, and you know me, Nick. I encourage every time somebody does something petty or difficult or shitty. Somebody was trying to say the other day about like, well, the WWE booked the pay-per-view in August right around the same times, and it's like, yeah, but they've always done that shit to people. They've put shows on the same night. They've moved shit around. They've forbidden people for going to arenas. I love when there's a war. I love when when people are like, oh, I can't believe Tony said that about the. Yeah, say it. Tell Nick Khan to shove everything up his ass. I don't care.
At the end of the day, I get you still want good pro wrestling, but at the end of the day, it is still also business. Of you should try and at least want to compete with your competitor.
Yeah, you should battle though, right? And so I
I get it. Of fucking tit for tat here. So hands.
Wembley is a huge fucking W for AEW, and again, like I think. For you and I, like we watch Raw, SmackDown, Dynamite, Impact, GCW, XPW, New Japan, AAA, you name it, we fucking watch it. And, we find things that we love in the shows and we find things we absolutely hate in the shows. Some shows are fucking a complete write-off, but that's how it should be approached. Watch the shows. Don't just watch the shows. Actually watch the shows. Enjoy it.
Yeah, that's the thing is we speak from we're literally here covering anything and everything. So we literally speak because we fucking watch it and we cover it. A lot of people just say shit because that's what they've heard or that's where they'll get clicks and that's what'll get, attention. And this is how I fucking stir up people.
Yeah.
As we've got Boogie Nights here, Ali dancing through, he goes past
you can't call him Boogie
male models, and now he's shaking hands with Gunther.
You can't call Ali Boogie Nights. We're reserving that for Boogs and LA Night.
Well, you can tell by the way I'm walking.
You'll call him Saturday Night Fever.
All right. Monday Night Fever.
Monday Night Fever.
Chef. They're here. What? Day late, $1 short. No, I kid. Let them wrestle a tag team. Ooh.
This is a rare Gunther handshake. There you go.
What in the? We're getting a family promoted at ringside thanks to Fast X.
What? Pardon, what?
I like how Dwayne went back quicker to Vin Diesel than he did to WrestleMania.
Fast X.
I can show up that I can film a movie, but I can't have a match with Roman. By Castro GTX.
Yeah. Squint McMahon.
Oh, this is how you get this man booed from the second he walks.
Yes.
Dom comes out and he's instantly got a microphone in his hand. I swear at this point, all this man is missing is a fucking lowrider and a rose. Like,
if I told you last year when we were sitting watching shows, hey man, next year in 2023, Dominic Mysterio is going to get more heat than MJF, you would have told me to go fuck my hat.
Just looking at Dom right now, though, I'm still telling you, if I went back to like that SummerSlam ladder match and said, no, Ray's actually his father, you'd be like, you bullshit.
Kofi returns tonight.
Down homie in the what t-shirt there that I see right behind Xavier Woods.
I'm looking for it.
Literally, if you go with Woods and right to like a little bit to the upper left, he's sitting there with his phone out.
Okay. Where's Chance and Carter? Give it time. Give it time. Oh, Larry says catering. Yeah, probably. It's early. They just got there.
Well, I mean, we still had the Spooky Witches there. We had your favorite women's tag team that still was there on SmackDown holding an NXT tag team championship. So
we got music. Is it just more Dom music? Why are we doing that?
Yeah, I think it's just they're continuing his theme because they had to cut it off.
They had another 6 feet to walk.
Well, when you have that much noise and the crowd booing, you can't keep,
Just leave the music off and just let them walk in with all the boos.
Do you know who I am?
Yeah. And now we're going back to commercial. You better not. All right.
No, I've just got, so they lowered the crowd lights as we've got Carla Numble, wrist lock tie-ups from Dominic and Xavier.
Elbow tie-up. But yeah, we're starting off quick. Get your predictions in. Picking Dom. I got Dom. Dom.
Let's all go to corn now. Dum. Yes, I'm taking condom.
That's you just gotta start. You keep singing shit like fucking. I love my mommy.
Right. I hate my dad now. Dum.
We had Dom and Creed last week. That's a true story.
People don't pay attention enough to remember.
Just keep looking forward, guys.
Right. Just smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave. 2 count.
Are you down for Jacob Fatu and Macedono? Yeah, why not? Two pros. Fatu's a beast.
I was going to say any day and twice on Sunday.
Yeah, let's go.
Honestly, I'd like that if that was featured on a Monday.
Yeah,
maybe even a Friday. Christ, I'd take it on a Tuesday.
I'd take it on a Wednesday. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, what do you say?
I have Woods for the win. F-Dom.
No, that's why you always use your condom.
Use a condom.
Yes, you always go with the condom because you don't. All right.
No way in hell they beat down Dom. Now cheat to win. 100% cheat to win. 100%. You continue to just pour gas on what is the hottest heel reaction in the business.
Does that not show that Dom is booked and you? Oh, that was a hell of a suplex or whatever the fuck that was, neckbreaker suplex,
right?
From Creed, but because Woods beat LA Knight, if Dom beats him, Dom, Woods, LA Knight is the pecking order here.
Yes. Currently,
I still do like and as much as Rio wants to get in the way of other guys, if they really have to, they do the whole the brace up of I won't do that.
Listen, I know some people don't like it, but that China comparison of a woman who legitimately would stand toe to toe with the men and not give 2 flying F's about any of it. Yeah, it's beautiful. It works. We're going to commercial now.
Right.
Speaking of Alba and Isla Dawn, makes no sense showing. Yeah, it makes total sense showing the NXT tag titles on SmackDown. It's marketing. You want more people to know about your other product, so letting them be seen.
That isn't on your product. They're drafted to the other brand.
That's a valid point. Fuck.
Yeah, it's amazing, yo. You sunk my battleship.
I just think it's just showing it, right? They're trying to build. I don't know what the fuck to say about the draft. I keep trying to hope that they got it, but it doesn't seem like
it's
got it at all.
You're out there with a paper mache skateboard like Cora Jade.
Yeah, it's fucked. Yeah, no, I don't know why they were on SmackDown. I forgot they were not part of SmackDown.
Well, they are part of a SmackDown. They're not a part of NXT, but they have the NXT championships. That's the thing.
Oh, no, but I'm okay with that because they will relinquish those titles. They will go down and lose to somebody.
Just morph them all into one.
Yeah, no, that's what I think. I don't think you need an NXT tag division. I just think you need one women's tag division at best. and hope
Yeah,
for the
you
best.
can't get one right, so why have two?
Yeah, no, I'm all for, we've seen Kevin Owens and other people bring the NXT titles onto the show, Braun, I believe. I'm okay with that, but yeah, I'm confused by everything, but they'll drop them.
Dum. I like Boston here. Of even, it's good chicken shit heel heat for Dom to sit there and hide behind mommy and everything.
Yeah,
100% of it. It's such Eddie Guerrero chicken shit heel heat.
Right? No, I think it's excellent. It is perfect, and he's continued to build on it. It's continued to grow, and he is the most hated heel in the business. Period. And that's crazy.
It's getting a little not debatable. How do I watch Ring of Honor? Do they have it on a streaming service? I need my Samoan Joseph fix. Well, you can watch Friday Night SmackDown. That's a Samoan Joseph. Or there is Honor Club, which I think is $9.99 a month. Or you can always just tune in with us, and it's free.
That's true. Now we've tapered off a little bit. Like we kind of do the Thursday, but Tony kind of switched up his gears because it was a 2-hour show, then it became a 1-hour show. So I don't know what happened. So we were going to show up for the second half of Ring of Honor, which is generally the better part. It was really starting to feel like dark, and we were getting like 9 people to come talk about it. So we kind of eased off.
Here, as much as we talk about, be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe. If there's any stuff that you really want us to cover, or anything like that, you voice your damn opinions. You have a voice. Be the voice of the voiceless. We are nothing but a channel for fans by fans. Let us know what you want to cover, even if it's stuff that we don't already do, we haven't done before. Let us know what you want.
Even if we're already live and the show's on a half an hour, we'll get graphics ready and get them up.
I was going to say we've been there, done that before. Intermissions are my crux here, so.
Alex Shelley coming to my local Fed in June. I've been marking out so hard since I heard that.
For half a second, I was like, he's been just making out like, would you pin me? I'd pin you. See, money, I love you, but would you pin me? I'd pin you. Would you re-pin me? I'd re-pin me. As Dom's got Woods on the top rope.
We will be here live.
It depends on what they actually put out on Fight, because that's the thing is I think
Hog hasn't been on Fight
lately. They've kept everything pretty much in house, so there's not any sort of streaming platform really that you can watch it on. It's one of those, if you don't have tickets, you can't watch it.
And guys, trust us, we have so many subscriptions, it's insane. So it's really funny. But yeah, if we can track down what?
I was just saying 1, little 2, little 3.
Yeah, no kidding. And then I go through weird things in Canada where dumb shit doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you got to remember we're international. We got you covered cross country here.
Right. Hit the link, like, and get Discord. Do it, says Elimination Chambers.
Yes, do it now. Yeah, be a friend, tell a friend. And also, by the way, if we want to get your point across, if we haven't gotten your comment or anything like that, we do have the super chat, the super stickers. If you want to help just keep this thing growing, keep this thing constantly moving, be a friend, tell a friend. Big things popping, little things stopping. Up to something season never sleeps. WWE commentary ruining Dominic. They're making his storyline with Ripley cringe and not good. That's what we're here for. We give you the real commentary.
The alternative commentary, the better commentary.
The only commentary. Fuck Kevin Patrick. Fuck that.
All right. So we are the only commentary. And poor Kevin Patrick, but man, you suck.
If you think I'm AI, that's what that man is.
He's the fucking the earlier versions, though.
Right, he's the beta version.
Dawn and Fire versus Liv Rodriguez tag titles. Dawn and Fire win, and Raquel and turn on Liv. Then have one tag title across all brands. I think I got all that correctly, but that's an option.
Absolutely. Fair enough. But I'm gonna run through these as I've got. I thought Dom was going for the vintage Randy Orton, but he's going for the Three Amigos. He's on Dos Amigos.
Raw commentary sucks when you have Corey as a top guy the commentary team is in trouble. No, listen, Corey's good.
Corey and McAfee to me is like the apex of WWE commentary teams.
I think Corey's smart enough and talented enough and interesting enough to be the lead.
Oh, he absolutely.
And if you had Corey with Pat doing color, that'd be a shit show. I don't even know if they'd talk about the wrestling. They'd be like us sometimes.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying it's the apex, because that's a little bit monkey see, monkey do. But yeah, no, there's still guys like Nigel who's out there. Well, he was out there until AEW, but Morrow's still out there. But yeah, no, there's still great commentators out there. Like I'm still.
Oh shit!
I still want to see Corey and Pat together.
Oh, that was sloppy as shit. He lost the tassel. Tom lost the tassel.
Oh no! He just starts that whipping Xavier with that. No.
Mm-hmm. My biggest complaint by the commentary of most of the shows nowadays is they're supposed to tell a story, and they're supposed to kind of drag the crowd along with what you're supposed to feel as an audience. You're supposed to depict it.
It's almost like we do that. Well, as Steven
right, exactly.
said,
like if you're trying to heel cheating, you need the commentary to be.
One's on the outside.
You need
we're still talking about everything going on in wrestling, fitting it in the spots, in between the action.
Yeah. So, but that's what you want is you want the commentary to tell that story, to be involved in that story. And you always go back to the guys like JR or even Vince, like he would scream, "That son of a bitch!" Like,
no, Vince was what a maneuver.
What a maneuver.
Speaking of what a maneuver, Rhea with the clubbing back shot to Xavier for the weird, awkward pin.
Yeah, they had a moment there. They had a moment
by Dom for a 3 count.
Yeah, flat finish because it was so sloppy.
You're right, but Steven pointing out of have to mute Raw. Have to mute Raw because I can't dig Kevin Patrick on commentary. Well, that's what we're here for. You can just mute them and watch the wrestling. Just will be your alternative. We'll be right on there, right on par with you. Bye.
Even everyone else with ears. I agree. Yeah, the commentary's not good. I like Corey Graves. Listen, I've been okay with Michael Cole since the Triple H revamp, and even since Vince returned, I don't find him too terrible. Oh, this is deep.
I like it. I really like this, honestly.
It's got my attention. We went quiet, so it was good.
Well, and even then, it makes him seem fucking serious and everything. And so, this man, Jordan Devlin, has turned himself from a 205 live champion, a cruiserweight champion, an afterthought, NXT UK guy, to one of the blue chip prospects to come out of NXT, the 2.0 era.
And I would highly recommend AEW try this method to new signees and such once in a while. If you're bringing in somebody that
new signees, just do it, period. If you sat there and had Moxley sit there and he's doing this, and even then you got it black and white, and he starts to talk about some of the fucking twisted shit that he does, and he's like, I just like it when I fucking bleed and everything. And then you get the CCTV, and it's got Moxley bleeding and he's gushing, and you got people doing fucking barbed wire shit.
Do you remember
play into that, and it made it seem serious.
Do you remember when the AEW first started, and Moxley was doing those vignettes from like the fucking out under the underpass and at the bar, and he was cutting these promos from wherever the fuck he was, but those vignettes were good. You were trying to build, the mystique of Moxley back then.
But that 100% of that to me, if you did that in an AEW, if you did that with an Eddie Kingston, and that's before what you have before a world heavyweight title feud with him or something like that, absolutely. Indusher,
dude.
Is in the house.
Just lazy writing. Sometimes, but I don't always think it's lazy writing. I just think sometimes it's not knowing any better.
Well, it's one of those at times it's little they rather than try and reach for point C, they just point A to point B.
JD is money. Yeah, I mean, like my head went to imagine before we saw Jay White we got like a couple of videos like that where he's very serious. He's telling you what his goals are. I mean, to me, based on how they did introduce him to the audience or reintroduce him to the audience, I think some build would be nice. Vikingo, another example where if you were the diehards that know, then you know. But for the casual fan, if you were getting little snippets of what Vikingo could do every week for 2-3 weeks leading up, you're more inclined to be like, shit, I want to see what this guy can do. Veer is here again. Yes, Veer has successfully found the WWE for the second time. We are very happy for Veer. He had quite the journey. He's been around the world. And Finn was watching JD. You thinking what I'm thinking, Dale? That is very interesting. And rumors of maybe JD joins the Judgment Day. Maybe it's an angle of Finn wants him to, but it just leads to, Finn and JD, which I'd be shocked if we get a Finn JD match that doesn't burn the house down. Let's be real. Veer and Sangha just got back from catering. Well, they were hanging around in NXT, and NXT's catering more than they weren't. Jinder with Veer and Sangha is great, guys. I know a lot of people have mixed reviews about Jinder, but if it was Jinder as a heel with those two at his side, you can't go wrong. You really can't have them be underutilized unless you don't book it well. But they should come in and destroy people and literally be fucking around with top guys consistently. That's where they belong, period. Look at them. Indus for the win. Yeah, I'm going with you there. It's going to be a squash, okay? Let's hope. Jay White is getting wasted in AEW. True story, Bash. As a Jay White fan, it's been highly, highly underwhelming. Where people want to, it's just, again, it's just wanting better. You have a fucking guy that's a star. If that was Jay White after his surprise show up, you have a star. Absolutely. No, we'll put him on a match again on Rampage. And listen, I love Ricky Stark, but how we've presented Jay hasn't been great. And then you give us that Commander match where Commander looked like it. Nobody was talking about, oh, did you see Jay White kill? No, it was like, look at that move. Look at this. All the clips on Twitter and Instagram was Commander doing crazy shit and Jay getting hit with it. Then Jay hits a switchblade. It's over. It wasn't good for Jay. You could have done a lot with Jay. Jay's an outstanding promo. You could have pushed that to the moon, but they didn't. NXT was good at doing exactly what you were just describing, KJ. Listen, if I don't know why the WWE can't just go back to the formula they had and maybe use that formula elsewhere, because when you had limited TV time, you never often you would see a wrestler 1 week, then you wouldn't see him for 2, and they rotated people in and out. But when they weren't there, you were getting little packages. And you can even think of where they tried to build up guys like Apollo and Roddy Strong, told his whole life story. But then you got the other ones that were worked and were really good and really got you to buy into the characters before you ever saw them. Then you just send them out there and bang, give us solid wrestling matches. And you showed up to the WWE network back then because you were going to get really good matches. Not a whole lot of bullshit. Now they're really caught up in a lot of the bullshit. I wish they'd minimize it. And yeah, the jobbers in the ring are about to get destroyed. But tell me they don't look outstanding. And Veer Mahan is the smallest guy in the group. Holy shit. Kevin Patrick, how frightening is this in sheer on Monday Night Raw? Truly frightening. I can barely watch. It's bad. It's bad, guys. And it conveys no, I'm sure he's trying his best. but he'd be outstanding. You know what he should be doing? Badminton tournaments. Table tennis, maybe. Even Corey's like, I didn't get the name of the guys that are about to get killed. Yeah, look at this. Tell me these guys don't look like they belong at the top of any division, especially the tag team division that exists right now. I had shut Raw off 0.5 from tonight. Boring. Ronnie gave up. I don't know if it's that bad. They should have Finn, JD, Sheamus, and Becky in a faction. What do you call them? The Spud Squad? Ginger Ale. Veer and Sangha and Jinder are the Indian version of Hangover looking for Shanky. Where do they add Shanky at some point? Oh, shit. Jobber fell into the cameraman legitimately. This match is lasting way too long. He's already dead. Zoe Stark should have a match. I think you got to continue to build Zoe. I think Zoe is somebody that has a great future, and I want to see more Zoe. Yeah, for sure. There you go. Veer and Sangha. Oh, Sangha pinning Danny Garcia's little brother. Veer and Sangha versus Viking Raiders. Big men swapping meat. Absolutely. And I think Indashir look more imposing than the Viking Raiders. This is good, guys. This has so much fucking potential if they do it right. Look at these guys. Could happen, though. At least White has a match on Dynamite this week. Yes, I'll give you that much. NXT is like the AAA of WWE. Yeah, no, absolutely. That's what, I completely agree, Chambers. That's what they're hoping to accomplish. That's what I think AEW should really focus on with Ring of Honor and Rampage, is be like an NXT, be a developmental. I don't think Dark, we talked about this earlier, Dark and Elevation, where it felt like a developmental. It just felt like a spot show. You know what I mean? Where you were showing up for spot matches, squat matches, but it didn't feel like they were honing their craft, or, there wasn't a whole lot of, what is happening? Jinder's just taking over microphones everywhere. This is good. The camera cuts are killing me, though, Dunn. Hey, Dunn, you want to... Yeah, there you go. Focus for a second here, Dunner. Woo! Back to the tag champs. Oh, now they're... Fuck, Gunther and Imperium have been all over tonight's show. I like this. Really, JV? Nothing unique or special. All right. I mean, two athletic big men with a veteran like Jinder, who's also a big dude. I don't know what I'm seeing that you're not, buddy. Got that. Yeah, I wish it was I wish they saved this for Double or Nothing. Ricky Starks, Jay White should be a double. Hey, Cody Rhodes getting out of the bus. But tell me that Ricky Starks and Jay White wouldn't be an outstanding pay-per-view match to highlight both men, who realistically are more of the cornerstones of what your business could be than someone like Sammy or Jungle Boy. Let's be real. Will Jungle Boy ever have the charisma and talent of a Jay White or a Ricky Starks? Would Sammy really? Yeah, Sammy's great at spots, but he's a lower mid-card guy at best. The only way he gets anywhere near a heavyweight title shot is being really good friends with Tony, i.e., double or nothing. Ding. Finn was looking down when JD went. Yeah, bonkers. I think that's a very compelling storyline. The fans in the know there's a history there. All about it. Ask Nick. They were rumored to be coming back, but they tried to start their own shit, and it all went fucking sideways. There's accusations of scamming and nonsense and all types of rumors. Yes, they are all Irish. That's why I called them the Spud Squad or Ginger Ale. It's not that bad, but I wish there was more than 4 matches in 2 hours. Yeah, I don't know why. It would make your show, like, would it not make putting your show together, producing your show so much easier if you just had more matches? Instead of trying to come up with all this fancy fucking shoots and all this shit that you got to figure out, would it not just be easier to have more matches, longer matches, better matches? What's the highlight of the night so far? The Battle Royal? Maybe. Like, we're heading deep into the night. Jungle Boy, no, only a mid-carder. Yeah, I agree. Since the Attitude Era, I'll take that. Let me see. There was a time that NXT was better than the main roster. NXT got so good that they got their own live show. I have never been more excited in my life for wrestling fans than wrestling than I was for the first NXT live. NXT, I would argue, yeah, you're definitely right, Boston. It was better than the main roster, absolutely. And we, as fans, couldn't wait, especially for the takeovers. You're like, when is the next takeover? Let's do that again. Yeah, it was outstanding. And I mean, there was guys. I remember the first time I watched Ciampa on NXT, and I was like, he's all right. Oops. Who knew? But that was the fun part, right? You see Tyler Black come in, you see KO come in, and you're like, shit, what are they going to do here? And it was unbelievable as it progressed. Outstanding. And now it's not quite what it was. I think the live thing might have hurt it. 2 hours seemed to be a challenge. Although matches are great, promos are needed. I'm not saying they're not needed, Richard. I like vignettes. I just complimented what they did for JD McDonough. I know that we need promos. Like, we opened the show with the promo between Sammy and KO and the Judgment Day. I didn't hate on it. Yeah, we didn't get our first match until like 22, 23 minutes into the show. But I'm okay if the segments are compelling. But when you start giving us all this extra filler, when you could just make a match a little bit longer, or you know what, give us this match, or give us another squash match, highlight somebody. Really, to watch 3 hours of wrestling to get that much in-ring shit is a bit fucked up.
Yeah, but that's why we're always here, because the rest of them may suck, but we never do. But did I hear you say the Spud Squad and Ginger Ale?
Yeah.
You're never getting a passport to Ireland or anything.
No, I mean, yeah, I mean, I'll take some of the claim, but it is what it is.
But I've got adrenaline in my soul. Something, losing to Brock.
I'm just going to say this out loud because I hope it pisses people off.
More that's different than us
than usual. Yeah, right. I'm going to say more people sing Cody's entrance than Judas.
That's not a hard thing to say.
And Cody's not even milking it like Jericho.
Sorry?
And Cody's not even milking it like Jericho.
No, because he doesn't have to sit there and, cut out the parts so I can hear them sing, and I have to have a whole cruise and all that. But yeah, no, this is, to me, a smart booking. We're kicking off the start of the final hour for Monday Night Raw with Cody Rhodes coming out right now, and he's going to address if he's going to accept Brock Lesnar's challenge to a fight.
Yeah.
The band is Downstreet, Steven.
Yeah.
They've also alleged that they're going to do KO's theme and a couple other themes. They're becoming the Alter Bridge, the Nickelback, the CFO Dollar Sign,
Right.
the Jim
We're
Johnston
like, we like
of
you.
WWE.
Downstate? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo.
Yeah. Well, it's like how most people know Union Underground because of the Raw theme, or most people
It's
know
true.
Finger 11 because of Kane's theme.
Well, I will.
At this point, and it's honestly, it's a 50-50 split whether you listen to Limp Bizkit Rolling because of Taker or because of Limp Bizkit.
Yeah. I will say Finger 11 is a good old Canadian band, and they actually won a battle of the bands here to get famous. So we were like, when we were like, wait,
the other person play a harpsichord and a harmonica, right, and the cymbals at the same time. Like,
why?
I will say that I do like Finger 11. Yeah, I listen to some of their shit, but
they're good. Yeah. But it was like when Our Lady Peace did the theme song for a few pay-per-views now and such. Like shit.
Well, no, the biggest there's the 5 moves of doom. There's a 5 bands of doom, and I think Motorhead, Kid Rock, Limp Bizkit, Creed, and Nickelback. I think the 5th one's still out there for contention, but Creed's definitely one of them. But can I out-Canadian you for a minute here of the first live concert that I went ever to was Nickelback. It was Nickelback, Default, and Injected. So I'm out-Canadian you somehow.
You are, because and in the first, I told you, I went when I was young to this community day thing, and it was Creed that was playing. But I was too young to give a shit.
Hello, my friend. We'll meet
I had a fucking Creed sticker above my bunk bed, and I was like, I don't know, 7, 8. I had no idea. But the first fucking band I had a ticket to would have been Silverchair.
Oh, that's a really
good show to go to. It was
not a bad show. Now I'm trying to.
Right now we're going nostalgia. Cody's talking.
Well, that's the thing. I wanted to speculate a song, but I didn't. But by the way, does Cody Rhodes not look like he's the fucking leader of the fucking asshole gym in Cobra Kai right now with this fucking dyed hair and the neck tattoo and everything? Because you can start to see the dark hair creeping through here.
Yeah, right.
Needs to double down on that Rogaine.
Not Rogaine.
Just for Men. Sorry.
Okay. I was thinking yeah.
Small Mark out here shouting out Finger 11. Stay in my channel. Well, I'll have to turn around and listen to that.
Yeah, no, Finger 11's a good band. Like I said, they legitimately won a radio contest to become what they were. Now they haven't. There's some. I like Finger 11. That's all I'm going to say.
There's some songs of theirs I like, and then
yeah, I mean,
the MTA. Why? Cody is so over. He wins the belt. People are going to go nuts. Not initially, because
no, Roman's belt, yes.
Well, that's a different thing. If he got handed into this, it would. Oh, someone meme that face of Cody right now because he's just staring dead right into the camera.
Adrenaline in my soul. Can Cody Rhodes just go home?
Followed by, I think it might have been C Money if you know. Oh no, it was Larry. Vitamins in my soul. Something, fill my bowl. Allegedly. Well, sometimes it depends. If you're filling it with vitamins, or if it might be Golden Grams or CT Crunch or Fruit Loops, Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah. I'm getting tired of Cody's monologues just because they ramp up the same way every time, bro.
Well, that's the thing. I'm worried. Do we keep getting the same old, and I'm tired of hearing the. So, what do you want to talk about promo?
Right. No, I don't mind the promo, but it just seems so he goes from talking to intense. It seems a little unnatural at times. It's awkward for me.
Right.
Nickelback is underrated. I love Nickelback. I don't give a shit what anyone says.
Look at this photograph. Every time I do it makes me laugh.
Everybody likes Rockstar. I don't give a shit.
To me, my hot take is I can't listen to Creed and Pearl Jam. They're the same band of I would honestly
Pearl Jam are not the same fucking thing. How dare you?
Yes, they are.
How dare you?
Scott Staff said it was the exact same as Eddie Vedder.
Is one of the greatest rock bands in the history of all history. And Creed is not even. No, that's not nice.
Okay, AEW. Let me know how well that works out for you.
U2 is same as Nickelback. What is happening?
No, that's a reach and a half.
I can't.
It's a beautiful day. No, U2 is the same as Coldplay.
Yes,
those are different.
That's better.
Better? No, they're accurate. They're both accurate.
They're both accurate.
You're telling me there me okay.
But dude,
it's different than hello, my friend. Well, me
how many fucking bands came out in the late 90s mimicking Eddie Vedder was amazing.
It's the same shit, just fucking different octave.
No way. Well, I get what you're saying.
Exactly. No, buddy. Oh, I hated it. I hated it. No, you're so wrong. Oh, I kind of see what you're saying. Yeah,
I know where you're going, but there's no Creed and Pearl Jam should not be in the same sentence.
They shouldn't be in any sentences.
There you go.
Creed and Pearl Jam literally sound nothing like what? I will debate this. That is a hill I will die on. That is a hill. That is a stance I've had for a hot minute. I would honestly listen to Creed than Pearl Jam. And I'd rather listen to Brock Lesnar sound terrifying and saying, "Look at my face," and what about me? What about mine? What about me? Oh, my scarred face. Oh, that. Then I would another. So, what do you want to talk about? Promo from Cody Rhodes.
Did you just say you'd rather listen to Creed than Pearl Jam?
Absolutely.
Holy fuck! What?
I can name 4 to 5 Creed songs I'd listen to. I can
list about 84
4 or 5 Pearl Jam songs that people listen to.
That's insane.
Speaking of insane, we've got Nikki Ash out here. Just speaking of Smeagol's, that's what Nikki Cross looks like right now. Of run. So Candice defending Nikki Cross as I've got Raquel coming out right now.
What the fuck is Cody talking about? Man, this was one of the most horrible Raws I've seen last week. Last week was good. Last week got good reviews.
No, this isn't bad. This just doesn't have a fucking.
I'm starting to get on this show.
It doesn't. Well, it doesn't have the sales pitch. It doesn't have the hook, line, and sinker to draw you in to where we're going to have the heavyweight tournament to where we're going to start off here and what the main events and that's what you got to build into. They actually have to work for this shit.
Yeah. No. Absolutely.
I was gonna pull up Nikki disagreeing with me of hell no Pearl Jam over Creed. Y'all can have that. That ain't what I'm mad at. To me, they sound one and the same. If you put one song on, I have to distinguish of does it sound 90s or not 90s of telling you which band it is.
Right.
At this point, just let the controversy flow. Let it flow through you. Got Raquel for the win. Ooh. My first concert was The Who, says Larry. Well, I think what Small Mark was saying.
Who?
Not The Who. The Guess Who is another good Canadian man.
People don't understand good promos.
I know. That's why they, that's what we're here for.
Right. I don't mind.
We deliver nothing but good promos.
Right. Nick doesn't like the new title and would rather listen to Creed over Pearl Jam. KJ, I don't know about this guy anymore. I don't know.
You're having issues. That ain't even what I'm at. I'm a man of taste. I'm a man of culture. I'm a man of sustenance.
Now he's going to tell me.
I'm a man of sustenance over substance.
And he's going to say that, the Young Bucks are the best tag team ever.
No. That's a goddamn lie. You know that.
Well, you can defend yourself.
Fair enough. You can have that. But yes, apparently I have controversial music takes here. But oh God, Getting mouse sensitivity on 1,000 here. They're okay. Aerosmith doing a farewell tour with the Black Crowes. Is this like their 18th farewell tour? Like, I feel, no offense to Steven Tyler or anything, but I feel like they've said goodbye for about the past decade now. Who let the dogs out? Who let the cage out? Apparently, Money's second, third, and home. Pause. Why? Raquel Rodriguez for the win. Pantera and Shadows Fall were both great bands. Yes, 100% of Pantera was a fantastic band. Actually, one of my favorite shows that I've ever been to was in Montreal. I watched, it was Devil Driver, Trivium, and it was Devil Driver, Trivium, and In Flames. And Trivium actually covered Walk because it was around the time when Dimebag passed away and everything. So absolutely, well, Pantera is a fucking heavy metal icon. Again, a band synonymous though with wrestling entrances. As I mean, fun fact, that was RVD's original entrance. Having your popular wrestlers have a match every week makes you care less for the pay-per-view matches. Richard, just copy and paste that and just at TK with that, and maybe he might start to figure it out. My Own Prison. So Smile Marks just listed off songs. I love it. My Own Prison, High. Can you take me higher? 6 feet from the edge. One, With Arms Wide Open. Beautiful. Creed has bangers. Absolutely. And you didn't even mention My Sacrifice. You high enough? Yes, I am. But 100% of Can You Take Me Higher? You should be a subscriber. But Christ, remember when wrestling used to use bands like Drowning Pool and Rob Zombie and shit like that? Like, that's why we popped so much when they actually used Ozzy and Black Sabbath for fucking War Games, because it felt amazing. This is why we loved when Triple H came out with Motorhead and everything, because it actually sounded like a fucking song. Versus We're Here for 10 Seconds. Oh, but we've got the complaint department coming out right now. So it looks like we're just getting Chelsea Green versus Raquel. I thought, so this goes back to, who was it? Raise your hand and I'll give you credit for it, because I know somebody mentioned earlier about Liv being injured. So we were only getting a singles match instead of the advertised tag title match. So whoever said that before, raise your hand, you get full credit here. Same thing for Cody White. I'm 50. Only regret I have is not going to enough concerts. Larry, see, I'm also a bit of that mindset of, I've gone to a handful of concerts at most and everything like that. But still at times it's even a bit of, like with the wrestling events and everything of, and I say this fully, honestly, this isn't just, because we do what we do, but I'd rather watch it from home and make it an event at home and make it an event with people that I love and that I care about. And that's all you. And half the time, there's literally no place I'd rather be at. That's half time why we're itching. We go on before even the pre-show. We're just wanting to talk and hang out with y'all and just having a night watching wrestling. As already Chelsea Green's just getting thrown from pillar to post here. And Boston, I did see your comment. I appreciate you, homie. Damon saying I called it. Yeah, there we go. So Damien, you won the pony there. I literally seen over 1,000 bands. I was a promoter for 9 years. Well, fair enough, Smile Mark. Well, then that's how you know that we the best. Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. We've got it authenticated by our own Dr. Dre there with Smile Mark. But I've got Chelsea Green and Raquel Rodriguez going at it right now. See, if you haven't done so already, give me your predictions for this match, whether you're taking I was going to make a joke, but whether you're taking Chelsea Green or whether you're taking Raquel. Yeah, Bash, Zack Ryder is 100% a lucky man. And I won't even lie, I did kind of like a little bit when they actually had a promo. Like, I'm still seeing Chelsea Green here makes you wish that Zack Ryder was here, that Matt Cardona was here. It's a little bit like when you had CJ Perry, aka Lana, here, and it still made you wish that Miro was here, which apparently he's sticking around with AEW. He had the meeting with Tony Khan of, was that just handing in his walking papers? Is he going to just get ghosted from here on out? But I've got Raquel firing up with a running, looked like a running power slam, but a running face drop into the corner here. Another banging Canadian, Chelsea. Well, Christ, that's at this point I feel like that. I'm overwhelmed by the Canadians here, so you need to help balance out the audience here between Italians and Americans here, because I'm overrun with Canadians. Not interested in this match. Well, at least you're interested in us, Larry, so I'll give you that. But I like DeVille 100%. DeVille is somebody who, to me, I even thought of if you were going to do, Alabama slam into the ropes from Raquel onto Chelsea, and she's seeing Dream Street. But yeah, if you were going to do like a women's four horsemen, and you've already got rid of Jessamine Duke, and you've got rid of Marina Shafir and everything, Sonya Deville is not a bad shout, and she's such an underrated talent. She's good on the mic, and she's not going to blow you away in the ring, but she's a solid in-ring competitor. Follow-away slam for Raquel. Nick, here's a band that I haven't heard of in a while, Mudvayne. I used to be a huge fan of Mudvayne. Honestly, of Dig, Not Falling, and especially, honestly, because I'm a big fan of, if we're going to go all the way personal here, because I'm a big fan of the Saw horror movie franchise, and Mudvayne, I think, was featured once or twice throughout that series. So, they're gonna bomb the one-handed power bomb as Raquel picks up the 1-2-3, and Sonya does nothing but just shake the bell or shake the ropes at ringside here. KJ also letting you know he does also adore Mudvayne. Apparently, if you couldn't tell, we're not only vitamin friendly, we're very much heavy metal and the hippin' and the hoppin' friendly. Cardona is doing any god gimmick. He ain't coming to WWE anytime soon. I'll give you credit with that, Small Mark, but he has also said if he did go to WWE, he wants to be a primetime player, which, depending on which brand you want to put him in, you get a Cardona versus Cody, you get a Cardona versus Seth. I don't think that's a terrible shout. Ronda and Shayna showing up and attacking Raquel. So it looks like we're getting what we had talked about come WrestleMania season, actually, even. We're going to get Ronda and Shayna as women's tag team champions. It is rhetorical. So we've got Ronda out here asking rhetorical questions of, she's having to try and make a coherent promo here. So cut her some slack. Man saying, ew. Drowsy, leave. Have Shayna and DeVille together. Yes, 100%. JV, 100%. Mushroom Head. Maston and El Nino, not the biggest of, but Mushroom Head 100% of. I have their DVDs of all the way from when J-Man was originally there to when he left and came back with Waylon. Like, I'm a big Slipknot fan, and I'm a big Mushroom Head fan. If that tells you anything. But later on tonight, still we've got Sammy and KO versus Finn Balor and Damian Priest. So 100%, as we are about 20 minutes past the start of the final hour for Monday Night Raw. If you haven't done so already, be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe. We do this for anything and everything when it comes to pro wrestling. I'm going to be back at it tomorrow night for NXT. Wednesday night, we've got Tony Khan finally making his announcement after he had an announcement of an announcement. So we're finally getting his actual announcement on Wednesday. Is he announcing Collision? You got to tune in to find out. Thursday, we're back at it with Impact and maybe some Ring of Honor here with Luna Havoc. And like I said, big things popping, little things stopping. Tune in because I know for a fact you're going to see more Luna on here. And then Friday, we're back at it with Friday Night SmackDown Mago. And maybe, hopefully, Rampage is on the same night for once. The playoffs seem to at least be thinning out enough, so maybe, kind of, sort of, we'll see. But you always know we're here covering anything and everything when it comes to pro wrestling. So if you have not done so already, be a friend, tell everybody that you know. Give the gift of giving, give them the gift of wrestling for life in their life. But be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, and subscribe as Christ Almighty X10 is looking stacked up of Christ. We might have to do at least a movie review or something with that. Because we've got Jason Momoa, we've got John Cena. Dwayne showed back up. He partnered with Vin Diesel rather than he'd have a match with Roman. So that tells you how scared, the Brahma Bull is. Larry, what did you say? I only know this from trivia. The band Cannibal Corpse was banned for 10 years in Australia. Fair enough. Well, it's also like, how the band Rammstein is, I believe, still currently banned or was banned from performing live in the US because of their pyrotechnic show. But so that's what you said to I guess break Boston. Liv has been nothing short of a jinx when it comes to tag teams. Ruby Soho, Rhea Ripley, and currently Raquel Rodriguez. Yes, Curtis, that's not a bad shout out. Sometimes she's got the Iggy, she's got the the bad juju going on, it seems. House of Glory this Friday as well. Damien, 100%. We will try and cover it. That's the thing is House of Glory, for the longest time we were covering and everything, and then they've kind of moved their stuff a bit off of Fight to where it's literally you can't find it unless you're in attendance or you're watching somebody who was in attendance, you're watching their replay. So we try and cover anything in pro wrestling, but if they can't make it accessible, unfortunately, as much as we'd love to be here, we can't cover it, at least live, that is. Boston saying the verse zombie chatter awesome. Why? Don't say that. We don't need the Walking Dead breaking out here right now. Frank Sinatra was banned in Australia. So are y'all trying to like insinuate that I might be banned in Australia? Is this what's going on here about with this and everything?
How did you become Old Blue Eyes?
I don't know. I'm Italian. I'm from New York. I'm out here smooth talking, high stepping, and smooth and moving and grooving and everything like that. And you're talking about this person banned here, that person banned there. I'm like, why we keep talking about people getting banned?
Right. Well, nobody getting banned yet.
Right.
I can't wait for Night of Champions. The stream is going to be a ton of fun. Brunch with the boys. What time is this?
Yeah, is this now what? One? We've already had 1, 2. I think we've had 3. This must be at least 4, 5, 6. Smoke them sticks. What?
I went to Google WWE Night of Champions, and I typed in brunch with the boys instead.
This man, we're just gonna have. That's gonna be the newest thing on the merch store. It's just going to be a brunch with the boys line.
With a stack of pancakes.
We'll have to fucking find somebody. We'll have our own maple syrup and all that. Of Christ. If anybody at this point will start.
Are you going to play
moving beyond t-shirts? We'll have maple syrups. We'll have, drinks. We'll have beverages. We'll have anything and everything. Got you covered. We'll have our own vitamin line here soon enough, I feel.
You know what? Yeah, that'd be.
I feel like someone here might be able to make that potentially happen.
It's true.
Right. Sinatra's for everybody just instantly just nope, fuck you, Nick. No, he was from New Jersey. Right. I get it.
Paul. What is happening with Paul? Oh, it's on. It's
Larry, he worked himself into a shoot, brother. That's what happened. 1 o'clock Eastern show, I believe. What? No.
Yeah, no, we're trying to confirm the time of Saudi Night of Champions.
Oh, 1 in the afternoon. Oh, that's perfect. But
because there's another.
What about Limp Bizkit? They just keep rolling.
All I wanted was a Pepsi, just one Pepsi.
I did it all for the nookie. Come on, the nookie.
Man, I used to rock a bubble vest hard, man.
Did you rock a Yankees like red, like fitted backwards?
You know what? I was totally down with the fitted backwards hat.
Yeah.
I was that kid.
I need physical proof now. I need photo evidence of KJ out here rocking the Fred.
Listen, if I can find a picture of like long-haired KJ where it's all in the braids, like I'm the bassist for fucking Korn. Yeah. Go.
Something takes a part.
One of my favorite bands ever. Someone mentioned Mudvayne earlier.
Right, and we're getting. That's the thing is we're the Attitude Era generation, and we're the new metal generation.
Yeah, nice mix.
100%.
Right? 90s hip hop where it was banging. Then you got fucking, that 90s alt scene that kind of came out after grunge. Yes, let's go.
Right.
Welcome to the show, Vance. Yeah.
Been a hot. This man just woke up.
He was like, no, I was dreaming.
No, he just passed out. He was like, no.
More Seth.
Two names are going to mention that weren't bad. Arch Enemy and OTEP. Arch Enemy I don't remember. OTEP I remember.
1 p.m.
But I think people need to put respect on Killswitch's name.
Killswitch? Yeah, absolutely.
Anthrax.
I got dragged to not dragged, but I was always down for anything music wise. Anything. Pause. But I got taken to a Mudvayne concert on a fluke. It happened to be my birthday, and never looked back because I think I've saw them a handful of times now. A7X was another one.
Fair. Well, does Seth Rollins just look like Cutlass with hair right now here with these fucking these blue blocker fucking shades here?
I wish he didn't have the big glasses, to be 100% honest.
All he's missing is his walker of like, is he gonna go straight into a nursing home after this or something with these fucking glasses?
His blouse is lovely though.
Yeah, does mother know thou weareth her drapes? But Scott mentioned Anthrax, and I still, and I hate to say this, but I still only know Anthrax because of bass. How low can you go? Death Row. What a brother know. Once again, back into the incredible. That's literally the most I know Anthrax from.
Yeah. No, Anthrax, had a good run. Lamb of God's a little too heavy at times, but I do have a few Lamb of God songs I don't mind. OTEP.
I can totally see you in a puff, KJ. Chocolate Starfish and the hot dog flavor water. The worst album title name ever.
And what a weird album too.
How about Green Jelly, Three Little Pigs? What?
Oh my God, Green Jelly. I haven't heard that in ages.
You can have that. That ain't what I'm mad
I'm pretty sure Green Jelly is Canadian.
Well, next week we're getting Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes under one roof.
Hey, what is that? That's enough of an announcement. They'll be in the same building.
Which is more of an announcement? That or an announcement for an announcement?
My favorite segment of last week. And all of
He didn't blink. He didn't blink. And next week we're getting a 6-man tag match, Mago, between KO and Sammy versus the Imperium with a mystery partner for KO and Sammy. Yes,
who's the mystery partner?
Bro.
No, he's busy.
Bro.
Yeah.
We already had everything involved with them tonight. It's got to be bro.
Would it not be Ali, though? Wouldn't Ali better be a better show? Bro.
And I'm not Vince Russo, bro. Corn at Woodstock 99 is still incredible to watch.
Shoots and Ladders live is still one of my favorite things ever.
DMX at that same show.
Yeah, but again, another one of
fantastic
the
to watch.
goats.
Still one of my favorite,
Yeah.
and it's such a weird random clip to go back and watch. It was the Green Day crowd. It was before they went live, and they were airing. They were putting the Queen song Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
Through the amplifiers and everything, and to hear the whole crowd go with it word for word, and that type of crowd, and they are clapping right along like the band's performing it, was just chef's kiss. I'm a big Slayer fan. Notice how no one's mentioned they're a Fozzy fan, by the way. Not one Waka Waka, no, not a single Judas, no, nothing. We're taking apparently tabs on who's fans of who. My second concert was Nine Inch Nails' whole.
Now we're getting into seconds.
Hey, well, I'm in commercial right now. I've got Jonathan Cena showing up as the stereotypical law enforcement figure for Fast 10, Fast X.
You know they love doing this shit.
The Godfather of wrestling music entrance, Leonard Skinner. Whose wrestling entrance is Leonard Skinner?
Godfather.
And be a simple kind of man. No.
Right. My head instantly goes.
Jim Johnston is the Godfather of pro wrestling.
Yeah, kind of.
Him and, I guess, peripheral Jimmy Hart of, I am a real American. Freebirds. Fozzy subpar studio band, but amazing live. I've never seen them live. I almost had the chance. They were the week after I watched Nita Strauss. But yeah, this man's out here challenging Sebastian Bach and so on and so forth. Chris, I don't think you actually have the vocal range. I think you're T-Pain of rock music.
T-Pain of rock music. Now, so just give you guys a quick update, and this is just confirming in my own brain. But
I've seen Fozzy five times. Five times Fozzy championship.
Yeah, in a couple weeks here on the 27th, we're live at 1 p.m. We'll probably be here at noon for Night of Champions. Then on Sunday, we'll be here live at 3 p.m. We have AEW, Double or Nothing, and NXT Battleground. Same night.
Oh.
Interesting. Am I correct? Yeah, that feels correct.
I think you are right.
Yeah, that's correct. Fabulous Freebirds did have a little Leonard Skinner.
Well, I think Michael Hayes is still caught up on that train here.
Right? But we are in a commercial break, folks. We are heading towards the last little bit of Monday Night Raw here tonight. It's been an interesting show. The amount we're talking about music will kind of indicate how we're feeling about this particular episode. Chelsea for the win. I feel that that's delayed.
Delayed. Well, the band talk, the music talk of,
okay.
This is just a tribute. You've got to believe me.
Right. I was at Raw when The Rock and Stone Cold went back and forth singing during the promo. That was the best Raw ever. I dig it.
I want to go and watch that so much. Why?
What?
Rated R superstar Edge spears Finn Balor out of nowhere. No, they tried to do that in the triple threat, and then it didn't quite work out that way.
I refuse to let go of my long, heavy metal hair. Still till now? Nah, I got so tired of that '90s undercut. One day I just ran the razor right through the middle.
I can't grow that, so
yeah, right. My
mine
metal
just
hair
goes around. Mine straight turns out into what comes around is all around, Ricky.
Man, I was a misguided youth. Just had the long
what
hair.
Are you, fucking Mike Tyson? I was a misguided youth out here. I just kept swinging on everybody. I was a big fan of pigeons and everything. Right, they really fucked to me. So I just kept swinging on people. Fucking misguided youth out here.
Right? But yeah, no. The long hair, the rock out. Definitely a grunge kid at one point. I got that one. Rated R Edge Spears Finn Balor out of nowhere.
No, but I've got Apollo Crews with what should be an Under Armour fucking ad right now.
It actually
Apollo Crews brought to you by Nike.
Not even. It looks like brought to you by fucking.
Bro, how when you have when they had their whole deals with Tap Out and everything, you have fucking Zigglypuff out there, but you don't have this right now with Apollo Crews. That's your Tap Out ad, 100%.
Right.
What was that face? It was just yeah, do it now, yeah, fantastic, yeah.
Feeling strong now.
Don't say that. That's gonna trigger John Moxley, and then CM Punk will never come back. Put it on now.
It's Rocky V.
Now. What's your prediction for this match? Pain.
I've been to Aha, Tears for Fears, and Vanilla Ice.
Take on me, take.
You know, one of the craziest concerts I ever went to, and like blow your ears out like at a decibel I've never imagined, was fucking. I went to J-Lo's birthday fucking tour.
I was halfway expecting to say the Wiggles or something.
Yeah, the fucking Wiggles. No, fucking J-Lo. The fucking pitch in that arena was epic.
Well, that's because it was bouncing off that culo and just it was reaching a new depth of.
It was her birthday tour, but it felt like my birthday. The Ways feud with Zoe Stark is awesome.
But it's not a feud with the Way, it's a feud with
it's Richard being Richard. I can't wait to see who's KO and Sammy's mystery partner. It's gonna be Ali.
No, it's gonna be Bro.
That makes no sense. It's probably gonna be Bro.
It does make sense. He literally was just
he didn't win the fucking #1 contender shit.
That's what sets this up. Ali is an afterthought. You can have that. That ain't even what I'm at. That's a Saudi surprise extra Brucey bonus fucking match. That's fucking hop, skip, and a jump. Right. We don't care.
WWF Volume 3. Yes.
You get a raw.
2 live.
I'm literally just gonna fucking pop off here and just end up listening to shit for the next fucking 3 days, and my wife's gonna hate me.
Boo earns. Dallas won. Congrats, son of a bitch. Nobody I like.
So who are we pulling now here? Because
we're down to Florida, Carolina.
Florida versus Carolina, and we've got what? Vegas. Dallas versus. Dallas. Is it Vegas?
Yeah.
So Dallas, Vegas. I'm pulling Stars.
Look at the fucking 4 teams contending for the winner fucking sport. Son of a bitch. Las Vegas.
You're looking for a failure. One that'll get her done.
Fuck. Apparently, people in the desert just loving the puck.
Yeah. They only get ice once a fucking blue moon, so they make the most out of it. I'm taking Dallas. I don't know who you're taking. Out of those 4.
No, I think Vegas beats Dallas, and I think Carolina sneaks it out on Florida.
I wouldn't hate Dallas versus Carolina. I'm still, I guess,
crazy to me.
Dallas the whole way of
there you go. Dallas
last rodeo for Jamie Ben's still there, right?
Yeah, and they got clutch guys.
Sagan, so
Pavelski.
Yeah, that's the thing is there's enough still fucking kicking around. One last rodeo for the boys there out in Dallas. Damn, Nick, you popped me a spit take and all. Wait, what? You cut it off.
I thought you had it. I thought you had it, AI. I got clicky.
And all bro Apollo Crews brought you by Nike. Yes. What can Cruz do for you?
Yeah.
He can give you a fake Nigerian accent. That's what he can do.
As long as they push Cruz is just what they just did there. Strong, determined athlete. Great. If they push him, like you said, you can't go back.
The new Nike shoe, the Apollo Crews.
The Apollo Crews.
Tell me, bro. You can have that. Choice. Not even what I'm mad at.
Jobber's choice. What's up, Greg? How you doing? Welcome. Wow, chat. Keep it coming, folks. Keep it coming.
I can't stand the rain out my window.
Von Erich.
Were they in a trash bin? Did they have the spectacle goggles?
The big ones?
Right. The big blow up trash bin. I can't stand the rain.
A former friend was in a Missy Elliott video. That's crazy.
Did they flip in and reverse it?
I was gonna do the next part, but I just stumble all over it. Yeah.
It's hard to talk in reverse.
Priest pins KO.
It's hard to talk in forwards.
No, KO and Sammy get the win, guys. No way.
Could be right now, as I've got Damien dumped onto the outside of his fins. Oh, we're calling for the cavalry. The cavalcade's coming down now.
Okay.
Rhea and Dom coming out now. Oh, so they see this is when we get their cavalcade of anything you can do, I can do better.
I don't love this spot of just like KO and like just kind of what, like it's weird. Why is the ref not saying anything?
Let's be honest, though. KO is a national treasure. I know he's Canadian, and I'll give you that, but he is a bit of a national treasure of when going all the way back to when he's sneaking the Snickers bar.
That was the best shit ever.
The WrestleMania press conference. But even then, when he's sitting there and they're cutting a commercial and they're doing the whole Giovanni Vinci thing, it's like,
yeah,
really, and everything. Like, yeah,
the KO thing was like, hungry, got munchies on a stream. Right, like that killed me.
My next concert is Electric Cowboy. Huh?
Just an electric cowboy.
Like a rhinestone cowboy. BB King 6 times. Well, shut up, Larry. Judgment Day for the wins, isn't it? Richard, did anyone here ever actually do any professional wrestling?
Define professional wrestling.
Right. Definitive. You're right. Define professional.
Yeah. No. I think some people kicking around have dabbled.
No, I'm just a person. I just talk a lot.
I'm not a player. I just talk a lot.
I'm too pretty for bumps.
Right.
Apollo Crews control shoe will make me pop only if we get Mars Black Men to sponsor. All right, you're just going extra levels. Hi, Kenny Rogers here. Welcome to Jackass.
I don't know.
You gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when.
That's funny shit, folks. We are in a commercial break, and sometimes you gotta know when to fold them. WWE been killing time today. Yeah, I will admit, based on all the conversation we're having here on the chat, you guys have been around long enough that tends to mean the wrestling isn't pulling us away really hard. But yeah, legitimately, it's been a long stretch here. It's getting a little bit long in the tooth. We'll see how they end this all, but we're right there. AJ Styles betraying Zayn. Richard, I love it. Let's hope. Fingers crossed. Bastion, why are you yelling, Larry? Bastion, Boston. We did have someone, but he not here. What? I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's true. No, that's not true, actually, JV. But yes, we have had wrestlers pop in and out, and that's how we actually landed a couple interviews from some of the wrestlers tuning in. I got my ass kicked for a few bucks. Okay. Electric Cowboy is a pop metal techno band. All right, dude, I can check them out. I met Steve Blackman a long time ago. Right on. How was that? Riveting. I'm assuming it was riveting. I guess I mean actually learning the right way and wrestling real matches. I think all of us at one point did backyard stuff, pretty much. Where's Quincy? Jones, Elliott, which one? Raw killed him. Oh yeah, they haven't used Quincy yet. Now I caught back up, Mark. Yeah, I mean, I think people need to just give things time. Like it really is a funnel, right? Like you can't just shove all the new stuff onto the show all in one fell swoop. You're gonna have to have some, planning. You got to be a little methodical about it. Give it time, guys. We got time. Be patient. I know I hear it all the time. Like everyone's, oh, they're not doing this and they're not doing that. Let's just see what they do. Nah. Raw killed them. Not yet. Is there any match on Dynamite that you're looking forward to, KJ and or Kenny Rogers? Starks Jay White should be good. That's about it. We'll see how the rest goes. But no, I'm looking forward to the show. I want to hear the announcement. I want the confirmation of what's going on. What else is on the card? To be honest, at the top of my head. Raw is undefeated. Yeah, Raw never goes down. Yeah, let's blame Vince for tonight. That's generally the rule of thumb here. But right now, I got KO reaching out for the tag. Sammy crawling Finn down. I know we haven't talked much about what was going on, so I will give you an update there. Sammy, Finn got a foot. Larry always shows it's actually endearing. The title tournament should have been stretched one more week and had a final matches this week instead of last week. I don't disagree, Mark, at all. I know Nick and I have both talked about having it A, exclusively to Raw, and B, you have a 3-hour show. Last week you could have had 4 matches. This week you have an additional 2. Plus you might be able to get some angles out of the other matches. It helps fill up this time that you're wasting. KO, laying out Finn, laying out Dom, rolling away from Rhea. Priest misses. Super kick. I type in caps so I'm more noticed. This man taking the little Dicky approach to Super Chat. Doing ring crew and learning how to wrestle was amazing. I got to do some actual matches. Did it in my late teens, then injured myself during high school sports. Wasn't able to continue. That's awesome, man. Yeah, it was something I always wanted to do more of. For me, I always kind of wanted to be a manager. Like I always wanted to just be. I just wanted to cut promos all the time, talk shit. But yeah, no, that's amazing, and we've talked to a lot of people on this channel who've gone through that and that experience. Oh, okay. Rhea and Dom are being kicked out. What I find confusing is why wouldn't the ref, when these two guys stop to call their friends down, instantly roll out of the ring, go down the aisle and say, whoa, 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 get going. Get going. Why would that not be the case? This Raw is better than any Raw in 2021, and yet people say Vince booked this trash. I don't even know how to answer all that. The instant comparable to 2021. I don't love this Raw. Do I hate it? No. Has it been a slow night? Yeah, I think so. Generally, when they're all rocking and rolling, you just know the vibe. You can feel it. Wait, Xavier's back. All right. Didn't see that coming. My finisher was a 450 splash off the top rope. My wrestling name was Jason Heights. I like it. I like it. I don't even want to tell you. We had some funny shit when we did our stuff, and it was ridiculous. But yeah, no 450s for me ever. I was more of a flatliner. Pedigree. OC versus Kyle Fletcher, Jungle Boy versus Rush. You know what? OC Kyle Fletcher is probably going to be a good match. And part of me thought, would it be interesting if Kyle Fletcher just shocked the world and won this? Highly unlikely. We know we talk about OC all the time. So I don't foresee it. I'm not really sure how I feel about Jungle Boy and Rouge. I'm not sure. What happened that we're getting Jungle Boy and Rouge? I don't get the connection. I'm not quite sure why it was booked. And as a matchup on paper, I don't love it. And technically, Jungle Boy is going to win. He's on his way to Double or Nothing. Rush should dust Jungle Boy, in my humble opinion. I don't think it should be a competition. I think Rush is miles better than Jungle Boy. Sorry, let me correct myself. Rouge. Got that one. Now, KJ, I know sometimes you and I don't see eye to eye, but that backyard wrestling question triggered a good question. How many great wrestlers started from the backyard to the indies? Great wrestlers? You know what? It's tough, right? I mean, I think at some point the true stars of wrestling have always kind of gone back to a childhood love of it, doing it in the backyard, doing it, in basements or wherever you could, fucking turn a bedroom into a wrestling ring. I think it goes without saying. Is that the same for everybody? No. There's some athletes that decided to try it out. There's the Bill Goldbergs of the world, Lex Lugers that he didn't have much interest in wrestling. Shit, Brock Lesnar was one of those guys for a while. I'm not sure if he's not anymore, but it seems like it. But I think we all did it. I mean, fuck, I got VHS tapes that we tape a weekly thing, and it was a shit show. Look, a SmackDown guy, Ratnick, you're not wrong. SmackDown. So they're killing me with the draft because I'm trying to defend the draft. It's just not working out so well. Dude, I weighed 150 pounds soaking wet, and I was used to doing it. I'm surprised they even let me wrestle. It's funny. My kid brother wrestled like with all of us, and he was the smaller guy, but the same thing. He giving him a back body drop was fun as shit because he would just be gone through the sky. But same thing. He would do a movie called The Niagara Falls. It was like a springboard off his knees into splashes. He was that guy. That was the heavy hitter. Could WWE scouting college athletes hurt that backyard indie scene? Not really. I think they play a part, and there's no reason why they can't coincide. WWE has always looked to college athletes. You always had guys like JR, and you hear the stories, amateur wrestlers, football players. So, yeah, there's that. And then there's the Mick Foleys of the world. I think Mick Foley's that guy that, you think back where he really put that kind of growing up wrestling in your backyard, wrestling with your friends, and it led to something, right? So, over the years, we've seen it evolve. And again, now we see all the tapes of the Bucks and whoever else, growing up like we all did, loving it. So I think there's a place for both. I don't think one takes away from the other. At the end of the day, the talent's going to show. I think we're going to get the good foods as Saudi Arabia shows aren't taken seriously. Yeah, that's the tough part. The only good thing about this one, Richard, is we're legitimately going to crown a champion. A lot of times the complaints with going over to Saudi, even a lot of times in the UK, they don't change titles very often. There's not big moments. They'll save it for when they come back and do SummerSlam or Money in the Bank. So that's a little bit of the concern there. But I think for this show, I'm pumped for it. If you look at the card on paper right now, it's a fun night. I mean, whether you love or hate the choice to have Solo and Roman fight KO and Sammy, that's going to be entertaining. Don't kid yourselves. If it's not entertaining, I'll be shocked. Then you have, Trish going to fight, Becky. Yes, I know people are mad about it, but it's a one-off. It keeps Becky busy while she isn't in the title picture. You got to keep her away from that title. If we want to keep seeing her because she's a draw and people like her, then you need her to do something. She can't keep chasing Belair. So I'm okay with this. Get your one-off. I don't think it's going to go much longer. I don't imagine it's going to SummerSlam, but it could. I don't want it to, mind you. But I think the card looks good. I think the show looks good. I think the main event has to be that World Heavyweight title. And I think it's going to be a hell of a match. I think they're going to purposely put on an outstanding match. KO to the top. Swanton. I think we're not getting, good feuds. I think they said foods. I'll go for some good food. The draft is pointless. Fuck, yeah. Heyman is on SmackDown. Him showing up at Raw is reconnaissance. Managers do that shit. That's my answer. Bonkers. Take it or leave it. Hot tag to Sammy. Crowd's been on their feet for this, guys. Or portions of it. Sammy wailing away. Jungle Boy needs a convincing W before Pillow's match. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I just wish it wasn't happening this way. Oh, Paul's back. Yeah, you know what? Let's just say it hasn't officially started yet. Paul is standing in the aisleway on the phone. It's weird. Would someone come out and say, hey, Paul, get out of the way? The Hardy Boys started in the backyard. Yeah, long list. McFoley, Bucks. There you go. Tanahashi. Oh, Sling Blade. Are looking forward to the Outcast for DMD. Not really. No. Straight up, Damien. I'm not. Blue Thunder Bomb. Balor gets out. I'm not, Damien. I haven't liked this at all. And I know some of the AEW sympathizers at times. Oh, everyone's looking. What's happening? Imperium here. Oh, shit. Kaiser's a really good villain. He's a little creepy. He's a little weird. I think he's a good villain. You can see him being a Bond villain sidekick. Not the main villain, like Gunther. It works perfectly. KO breaking up the pin. Yeah, I'm kind of with you, gamer. Like, again, we want. I get it. It's a jaded fan base. Stunner. Chucked. Oh, Sammy. Exploder. It's not a good look when you do have this much crossover. When that's when everyone's expecting is to let the draft go to shit. Imperium up on the apron. The ref's not counting. Owens clears house. Are Sammy and KO going to lose this match? Wow, KO pushes Gunther. Choke slam, KO down. Sammy flies. Oh, my God. He went down hard on that dive. Wow, he didn't catch much of Priest. There you go. Sammy in the corner, setting it up. More distraction. Gunther's got the leg. Shit. After Night of Champions, it's going to be straight brand only stuff. There, I agree. But at some point, we got to draw the line, gamer. I'm like, let these things work out. Whoa, we got 2 titles. We got the NXT champion. What the fuck? So the babyface champions are going through absolute murder right now. And they lose. They lost. Yeah, give it time, let it breathe, let it figure itself out. They're going to split up the titles, but geez. No, not tonight. But I don't like it. I mean, to a point. It was a decent match. Heavily booked match. A lot going on. Whew. Outcasts are a formidable team. Not really. Just not a fan of the spray paint. Be more original. They have good matches. No, they haven't. And are involving women's division. Just too much NWO copy. I don't think they've had good matches, though, Mark. And I don't think they've had good segments. I think it's been campy. It's been lame. It's been... The best thing they did was when they beat the shit out of Britt Baker. But Britt Baker's been the babyface star of the whole story, yet Jamie Hayter is the champion. Help me. Help me understand. But we're going to call out till next week. But that's the show, folks. That is how we go off the air. The Judgment Day steal, a main event win. Hashtag wow. What makes you think that, Mr. CJ? Night of Champions, Becky Lynch, Trish Stratus, contract signing next week. We already got a 7 out of 10. Folks, if you are watching, I want to know what you thought of the show. 7 out of 10 is the first vote I'm getting. Tag champions lost. I mean, they got royally pooched. And now we got multiple contenders looking after their belts. Imperium wants them. So, I mean, from that standpoint, to me, this loss means they're winning a Night of Champions for sure. Because they're setting up some, what if it's a triple threat? SummerSlam, Finn, Damian, Imperium, Sammy, KO. And why do you ask? Because Roman and Jay and Solo and Jimmy are going to be entangled in bloodline issues. 100%. 100%. Give this Raw a guy number 2. Shit. A guy number 2. Not just any number 2, a guy number 2. The audience saved the show too. Fair enough, fair enough. 3 out of 10. Oh, Dale not liking it at all. 6.85 out of 10. 4 out of 10. 5.5. Okay. Starting off the week on a banger. The audience saved the show. Got that. I'm curious, CJ. How'd you mean? 8 out of 10. Wow. 6 out of 10. Bit ass backwards with the new title tournament. In what sense? Elaborate. Next week, I'm sure the titles will be on the line. I think that's a bad move. I think you just let that hang until after Night of Champions. We're really close now, right? So we just ignore it. I don't know. Next week, tag match? Maybe that's, I don't know. You might be right. I don't like the idea, though. Why is Styles contending for what is supposed to be the Raw top title by winning the mini tournament on SmackDown? That was pretty much made him stand out as number 1 contender of SmackDown. Listen, I don't necessarily love the booking and how they came about it, Dave. You're not wrong, but here's the thing. Their theory or their method, I'm assuming, is, I think someone else said it. Give them 2 Night of Champions. We'll see what happens coming out of Night of Champions. If all this crossover shit keeps happening, well, then it is what it is. We can't defend it forever. But I think it was to give the presumption of best possible contenders for that new belt. To be able to set up Seth and AJ, I think it's a dream match. So why not? But yeah, it should have been a Raw exclusive tournament for the Raw exclusive title. But I think that's what the theory is this is going to be the World Heavyweight title, the first ever champion. It has to be the best of the best. Then they put Miz in the tournament, so what the fuck do I know? Yeah. There you go. Someone else not loving it. A rating. What went well tonight? What stood out as good? For those who gave us 7, 8, what did you like? Main event was fun. Overbooked though. Them losing, I don't mind how they lost and what they're trying to accomplish here. It's a little tricky because they're telling multiple stories at the same time with the tag teams. But we got a tag team main event. That's fun. That's exciting. I don't know, guys. I mean, are you guys mad that Sammy and KO lost? Is that part of the problem here? Yeah, I think they're winning a night of champions for sure. 7 out of 10. This Raw is getting too much hate. A lot of feuds were being built. All right, okay. Becky cut a good promo tonight. I'll give her that. Miz Shinsuke was what we expected. Indashir was great, and I love what they built there. Squash match. Not enough wrestling, obviously. They really should have extended the tournament tourney for the title. Doing it 1 week wasn't necessary. When it had another week, they could have kept it going the 1 week to build the match. Yeah, I agree. If Styles loses to Rollins, does that make him too contender for Roman post Night of Champions? No, I don't think so. Would it make sense since he stood out as the best and top contenders in SmackDown? Not a bad argument. Like, hey, I might not have won that belt. Seth got the best of me. He was the better man that night. I didn't win. Fine. But I beat everyone. I was the top guy on this one. Not a bad show. Could a feud between AJ and the Bloodline and the OC, could that lend to at least that during that feud is where you continue to push the cracks between the Bloodline? Or are we just on our way to that already? Maybe it's too late for something like that. Triple H said the drafted roster goes into effect the Raw after Backlash. I'm not giving them any slack. I hear you, man. Ratnick, I get it. I'm trying to defend it and be optimistic, but truthfully, it's not a good look. Everyone's expecting you to give us a less than stellar draft. You did that. They did it in spades. It just seemed like going through the motions. Not great. Then we come out of it and there's all this crossover. Yeah, give it time. Let it breathe. Let them figure out where all the belts belong. Let them figure out, you got to tie up some loose ends. You technically could have walked away from Sammy, KO, and the Bloodline altogether. I'm okay with what we're getting at Night of Champions. And they did set up what might we expect outside of Night of Champions between Imperium and the Judgment Day. At least they're trying to build the tag team division, guys. Is that the positive to take away from it? 5 out of 10. I'm being a twat about it, but I don't care. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I say JD to Brutes. No, I don't think so, Larry. Not based on the vignette we got tonight. Based on how they're booking him, I could see there being something there. I could see there being something there between him and Finn, but I don't see him going to the Brutes. There you go. Some other people feeling that. Everything else is whatever. Let me get back to, I like Gunther. Gunther was good. Gunther got a lot of airtime tonight, guys. I think that was a real big part of this show, obviously. But we got a lot of Gunther. We got a lot of Imperium. And I'm not saying that as a negative. I think really made him stand out as a star. Like, if you only watched Raw, and this was really kind of a bit of the biggest taste of Gunther you got, you instantly feel like Gunther's a big deal, that he matters. He's mixing it up with guys to be top guys. But Gunther really, really was the star of tonight's show. Rhea Ripley might have got a nod as well. Dom had a big impact on the show. Still blowing my mind that nobody's getting the heat like Dom. Nobody. But to your point, everything else was a little bit whatever. I don't care about Natty being involved in the title picture. Ronda showed up. I know I joked about Ronda and Shayna together is not terrible. So that's happening. Liv and Raquel are out. And if we remember, on SmackDown, Ronda and Shayna already took out Raquel before. So what's all around comes around. JD versus Dunn. One day would be nice. Yeah, I'm all for that. JD McDonough, Dunn, Elia, Gunther, that NXT UK crew, all for them to bang. JD versus Gunther, and again, David versus Goliath, but it would be a hell of a match. JD versus Zigglypuff for a first program sounds really good to me. See money, I'm okay with it. That's what Dolph Ziggler is, and it has become. Dolph will give you a good back and forth. He'll be right in there with JD, and he'll have an outstanding match. So that's the one thing. People can talk shit all they want about Dolph Ziggler. He gives you you put him in with anybody. You bring him in the door, Dolph's going to deliver, and that's why they set him up. JD's new to the show. They want him to look good. They want him to shine. There it is. Dolph Ziggler to the rescue. Sheamus versus Priest, Drew versus Finn. I guess we could, maybe. I don't think so, though. I think the next time we see Drew, he'll be a heel. And he might be kicking somebody like Cody in the face. The tag match was good. Miz and Shinsuke, good. The promos were good. The Battle Royal was good. It was good. It was all good. Tag match was good. I like tag match. Miz and Shinsuke was all right. Like, the promos, most of them were decent. Yeah, I thought Becky's was good. The opening one wasn't bad. Cody's was all right. We're building that story. Okay, Richard, you got some good points. Heyman being the one to break the draft is a little, it's very nitpicky. It's not like Roman. Listen, Richard, you're going to hear guys and girls doing the post-Raw, show in their AEW shirts, and they'll be saying things like, oh, it's fucking ridiculous. I get it. Paul floating is not a problem for me. I don't care. If a manager, if Maxine shows up on the other show for some odd reason, fine, right? Like, and right now, leading into Night of Champions, whether we like it or not, there's a reason, right? If Roman and everybody showed up, maybe not the best look, but I get it. I get why the fans are sensitive about this. I'm not going to scream and yell and throw a temper tantrum. I got to take it at face value. We're getting a tag match. A lot of people are debating who's going to win that tag match. They're doing their job. We're all going to tune in. Lots of people around the world are going to tune in to find out who's going to win between the Bloodline and Sammy and KO. Plus, I think they did a good job of building up the actual Raw tag team division tonight. So we'll see. At some point, we got to divide those belts in time. Patience. Yeah. He technically was in the draft, though, which is hilarious. I wonder if they take Raquel off TV and play it off as she was injured and do a tourney for the women's tag titles. Maybe. I don't think so unless... How hurt is Liv? I don't know the official report on Liv, gamer. Remember, people never try to count your blinks before sleeping. Amen, brother. Money, you mean Ziggles? Got it. Stream 9 out of 9 creeds. I'll take it. All right, folks. I feel like I'm getting long-winded. Been here for quite a while. Got to almost all of these, I believe. But I could just talk forever. Nick and I, we can't get enough. Big shout out to everybody for showing up here tonight. Like I said, I hope you guys are having a wonderful Monday. I hope everyone gets some rest. We'll be back at it tomorrow. We're back for NXT. The women's champion tournament begins again. Chris, I appreciate that love. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, check out all our links, check out all our stuff. And folks, we will be back all week long. We appreciate it. We have a lot of fun. Thank you for tuning in. And that's about it. You know Nick's little spiel, so I don't gotta do it. I'll just jump to see you on the flip side. Thank you, and be back tomorrow. Like, share, subscribe. Bye-bye. Oh, I hit the wrong button. So, folks, what are you guys doing later?